Pennsboro 4-2. Gary Sutton with you alongside Bill 3 going up against East Penn. Welcome back to East Pennsboro High School, where tonight it's Northern 3-3 going up against East Pennsboro 4-2. Gary.
For almost 300 yards, and he's one of them.
And one of the guys that stepped up now. Team of the week, and it's all here on Fox 43.2. Back with a kickoff right after this. Seriously, yeah, if you can find a lonely pizza somewhere, honey, that'd be great. Good evening and welcome to our pregame show here on High School Sports Live. Pepperoni good? Yeah. All right. Thanks. I got the pregame show.
That doesn't look as good as.
Get a lot of what's going on this evening.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Obviously, I may see a hold that doesn't look as good as somebody might see. Or
welcome to our pregame show. Some of these places do their own high school TV, too. I know they're here on High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2. Brought to you tonight. I'll tell you what, they do a good job. Yeah, Carlisle stuff. They really are good.
Yeah, they're one of the few papers I can get anymore that comes every day.
Nobody does anything. Welcome to our pregame show here on High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2. Brought to you tonight by the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. I'm Gary Sutton. Alongside of me, the coach, Bill Chase, and also a guest tonight, Joey Julius. You remember a day that guy used to kick for Lower Dauphin and later on for Penn State. Outstanding young man. He's going to be with us tonight to give us a little perspective on special teams here this evening. But we have East Pennsboro tonight and Northern. Northern coming in with a 3-3 record, 2-1 in the Colonial Division of the Mid-Penn Conference. And you've got East Pennsboro coming in at 4-2, but 1-2 in a crowded Colonial Conference. And you know, Bill, when you talk about this conference, this Colonial Conference, a lot of teams bunching around right now. Not one team really outstanding so far.
Very much so. A lot of times in division play, in conference play, you might have one standout team. Right now, it looks like Gettysburg in the Commonwealth. But a lot of times you have the teams that just kind of get run over every week, but there's nobody like that. Everybody has a win in the division. 4 of the teams are 1-2. 2 of the teams are 2-1. Gettysburg's 3-0. Actually, I think 5 of the teams are 1-2, not 4. So Northern's lost to teams that they probably could have beaten. They've beaten teams that maybe they weren't supposed to. Same with East Pennsboro. I was a little surprised with East Pennsboro's loss to Mechanicsburg last week, but in this league, you don't know from week to week.
John Dennison said there's no easy nights. There's no easy outs. Every week is a dogfight. But now we're in week 7, and one of the things I know you've been looking at is some of the playoff implications here as you start to think not just about the Mid-Penn, but maybe also about the District 3 tournament. Talk just a little bit about that.
Just a quick breakdown as I was looking at it this week. East Pennsboro is 4-2 right now. They're a 4A team. They're one of, I think, only 2 4A teams in this 8-team league. They sit 4th right now as far as 4A, and 4A is going to take 10 qualifiers come the end. I know coaches don't like to talk about the playoffs at this point. I don't think players really think about it until the last couple of weeks. I think coaches think about it, and I think they would be lying if they didn't say they thought about the playoffs. This is week 7 now, so I think you have to start to think about it a little bit. A win tonight for them would go a long way in securing their position since they're sitting 4th and they're taking 10 qualifiers. Northern, on the other hand, is a 5A school. They take 12 qualifiers in District 3. They're 14th right now. So a win for them means a lot going forward, right, because they still have to play Gettysburg. And who knows, and again, in this league, they could beat Gettysburg, but I think they have the tougher schedule going down the road here. But 12 qualifiers in 5A, 10 in 4A, Northern's 14th, East Penn's 4th, So
Lot riding on this game
it's
tonight.
going to get shuffled up a lot more before things come to an end.
Joey Julius with us here tonight. Joey, you're going to be taking a look at a lot of what's going on this evening in terms of some of the play, some of the special teams, which is where you lived for a number of years. Should be a fun night today. We've got a pretty good kicker here in Dakota Campbell tonight, so we'll be watching him and his technique. But you're going to be watching for some of the trends in the game. Looking forward to this one this evening. Great you could join us.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. Obviously, I may see a hold that doesn't look as good as somebody might see, or a snap that's not as good. So, I'm going to look for the details and talk about it, hopefully.
It's all coming your way here on High School Sports Live TV. Next up, our spotlight shines in our coach, John Denniston, here on High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambalvo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambalvo Mazda. The Giambalvo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambalvo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
We wake up with the sun. We live in a place we're proud to call home. For us, it's knowing that those we help are neighbors, friends, family. As the leader in providing the best orthopedic care for our community, we come together to do our part.
Lock it up at Hoffman Ford. Only Hoffman Ford offers 2 years maintenance included with any new 2023 Ford car, truck, or SUV order. Plus, lock in Ford's lowest APR rate today. Get 2 years maintenance included exclusively at Hoffman Ford. Why would you order from anywhere else? Who has your best deal on a new Ford?
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Welcome back. Our coach's spotlight today shines on John Denniston, the head coach here at East Pennsboro, home of the Panthers, as Northern comes into the territory and plays the Panthers this Friday night. And, Coach, it's been an interesting season so far. You won the opening 3 games, had a couple hiccups there on the way, 4-2 overall, 1-2 in the Colonial Division of the Mid-Penn. Talk a little bit about how this season's progressed for you.
Well, we got off to a pretty good start. As you said, our non-conference schedule, it's difficult, but we came through there 3-0. Getting into conference schedule, honestly, Gary, you just don't know what you're going to find week to week in the conference. Every game has its own life. Records go out the window, and you just prepare to do the best you can on those conference evenings.
What makes the Colonial Division neat out of this Mid-Penn? It kind of is a little bit unique, I think. And I've been watching some of the scores. You're right, some of the scores up and down. You can't really make any sense out of a lot of it.
Yeah. It starts geographically. We're really spread out pretty wide, and a lot of kids don't really grow up playing against each other in some of the farther reaches. I think that probably contributes to it a little bit. The coaches are really, really strong. There's a lot of experience and consistency in the division. A lot of different schemes, and even within the same teams. 1 week you're preparing for the wing tee, and the next week it's 5 wides, and it's not uncommon to actually see that in the same game, where you'll see literally the same team lining up wing tee, and then 5 minutes later they're 5 wide. So I think the creativity, I think the experience with the coaches. I think there's a town aspect to most of the teams. They're not big suburban high schools in many cases. Right. And I think there's a lot of civic pride, whether you're representing Dillsburg or Enola, Greencastle, those types of things.
We talked earlier in the season, we were in Columbia, about the small town atmosphere and how people galvanize together over Friday nights and Saturday afternoons, and how important it is. What is it that makes football kind of unique in that regard?
Well, I think it starts with the families and the players. We all ask a lot of our players. It's a 7 or 8 month commitment for sure. We've got a lot of multi-sport athletes, so they come in and out as they go. We have our baseball player a lot. And then maybe in the spring we get some of the basketball players back, for instance. I just think it's that connection to the program, and as kids cycle through, they still feel that connection and they come back. And the families, they've spent a lot of time in it, and I think you just over the generations it becomes important.
When you look at your team right now, what do you like a lot about this club?
We're a real scrappy group of kids. We don't have a lot of what you would call probably stars or marquee players, and I think that's really exemplified by our defensive performance this year. We're averaging about 12 or 13 points a game, and it's just a bunch of selfless kids to play their assignment. They're pretty rugged kids. They're tough kids, and they're competitive. So I think that's really the thing that stands out the most for me is that guys are just willing to do what they need to do.
Where do you figure in this whole Colonial race right now? As you said, it's kind of unpredictable each night.
It is. Gettysburg's probably in the driver's seat right now. Terrific program, and it's great to have them back in the division. They really add a lot. We're just, we're very focused on the playoffs, honestly. If the division happens, wonderful. But we do know that, some weeks, we may be able to beat somebody we're not expected to, and maybe another week we may lose to somebody that we're expected to win. So, you just try to go through week to week, do the best you can, and hopefully it falls right for you at the end of the
What do you look for in this northern team coming in here from Dillsburg?
Very physical. I mean, good lines, as Coach always has. Skill guys are really, really good. They've got two really, really hard-running tailbacks. Their wings are good. They've got a quarterback that can run and throw. So they're a pretty scary team. I mean, it's a typical Colonial team. A lot of stuff to prepare for and a lot of talent. And kids that play really hard, and they play it the right way.
Friday night here, the High School Sports Live TV Game of the Week. Coach John Dennis of the East Pennsboro Panthers, and he's getting his team all ready to take on the Northern Polar Bears, all here on High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at Giambavo.com.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
We wake up with the sun. We live in a place we're proud to call home. For us, it's knowing that those we help are neighbors, friends, family. As the leader in providing the best orthopedic care for our community, we come together to do our part.
Welcome back. It's our spotlight on once again, brighter than ever here at East Pennsboro High School, where Northern and East Pennsboro hook up on this week's High School Sports Live TV Game of the Week, brought to you on Fox 43.2. And with me is Dakota Campbell here on my right, the quarterback. And on the other side, a guy that does some of the dirty work up there, Josh Angelo. He's an offensive and defensive lineman. You can see he's a guy I don't want to mess with too much. I might go after the quarterback over here a little bit. But let's start out, first of all, with Josh. Josh, you get to do some of the dirty work up there on the line. Talk a little about this team and your role on it.
Just returning a captain this year, trying to be the best leader I can be, help out the team anywhere I can, try to be a good leader for the linemen. If we have a down week like we did last week a little bit, try to motivate them this week to get back on it.
What are some of the things you do to motivate? I hear people say that a lot, but everybody's got a little different technique on going about motivating. What do you do?
Lead by example. Bring the intensity of practice every day. Try to keep them focused. Try to keep them focused on the next game, regardless win or loss.
Dakota, you're a guy that has to make this offense run a little bit, and you've been doing a great job of this season so far. Your team's 4-2. What do you like about your offense this year?
Just the way we can execute running the ball. I know with Gettysburg and Mechanicsburg we struggled a little bit with that, but each week after those losses, we really dial in on just trying to figure out where we're not executing, whether it's the linemen or the running backs, and then just kind of mesh everything back together and kind of get back on the same page.
Talk a little bit about commitment. We talk about student athletes, commitment in the classroom, commitment here on the field every night of practice, commitment in the games. Talk about what your commitment looks like.
Just making sure I'm setting a good example for everybody else, showing up before practice and, with kicking and everything else that I do, just trying to make sure I have that extra practice in before we actually start. And then, just after practice, making sure everyone's kind of doing what they need to do and keeping my body in shape and just hopefully getting ready for Friday.
How hard does the grind get week after week, night after night in football, and then trying to get your studies done in school?
I think a lot of us make it look easier than it actually is.
On the other side here, Josh, I want to talk to you a little bit about the work on the offensive and defensive line, blocking techniques and all those kind of things. What are you learning from your coaches here each night?
Different techniques. We're learning. Coach Couch has us doing different things each week, trying to prepare us for different opponents, how they play, how they scheme, trying to get us better each week so we don't get complacent. He hates complacency.
Complacency is not something coaches ever like, I know. Talk about your commitment here as a student athlete, going from the classroom to the field. Seems like you try 100% all the time, but what's your 100% look like?
100%. To me, 100% is knowing I gave my best. Leaving the practice field and the school, knowing I couldn't have done anything better. I did my best I could. Looking back on the day, I didn't waste a day, waste any time.
You guys live here in the community of Enola. You got a community kind of galvanized around you. What's special about Friday nights and Saturday afternoons?
The biggest thing, and I feel like a lot of us take it for granted, is just the setting every time we walk out to a game, especially a home game. There's a lot of people that show up to the games that don't even have, kids on the team, and everyone's just kind of here to just support us and just, watch us and hope for the best.
Now, do you try to pattern yourself after anybody? I know everybody looks around and looks at models and so forth. I don't know if you're looking after Tom Brady or anybody yet, but what do you look at in terms of kind of modeling yourself a bit?
Honestly, I look at a lot of people's work ethics and, how successful they are when, they may not be as athletic as somebody. My brother has been a big role model to me throughout my life. And, we kind of have little mini competitions going throughout, the years that we've played football. So I just kind of check in with him and just, kind of keep my standards up to his.
Being a quarterback is the place you get a lot of glory, but it's also a place you get a lot of heat. Talk a little bit about what it's like to be a quarterback, having to look out there at something different each week.
Just making sure I'm as prepared as possible. The coaches do a very good job at, each week of practice, just kind of giving us what we're going to see on defense with the JV guys and stuff. So I feel like they do as much as they can to kind of prepare us. But then at the same time, that's also our job to, go home at the end of the night and watch some film and kind of see what their tendencies are on defense and kind of be able to prepare that for the game on Friday.
And how important guys like Josh Angelo over here on the line in front of you?
Very. I can trust those guys enough to know that if I drop back to pass, I'm not going to get blindsided or, if we're running behind them, I know that they're going to get the push we need to get where we need to go.
Josh, does he appreciate you? Does he take you out to dinner or anything like that?
Always. Never lets me forget how much he appreciates me.
Josh Angelo and also Dakota Campbell right here. They'll be playing this Friday night here as Northern comes in for our High School Sports Live TV Game of the Week. Northern and East Pennsboro should be a great matchup. Northern at 3-3, East Pennsboro at 4-2. Both teams trying to look to step out big in the Colonial Division. We'll be back with more right after this on High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customer. Students, begin your professional journey in a high-demand field with Groff Tractor. Contact us today to discover the power of our technician internship programs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
If it's used car peace of mind you're looking for, Hoffman has it. Hoffman Ford brings you a wide selection of quality pre-owned vehicles, carefully chosen and inspected for dependable driving pleasure. For the ultimate peace of mind, shop the Hoffman collection of Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned vehicles. If you're looking for a used vehicle, you can feel good about your loved one's driving.
Hoffman has it. Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Welcome back to East Pennsboro High School, where tonight it's Northern 3-3 going up against East Pennsboro 4-2. Gary Sutton with you alongside Bill Chase and also Joey Julius tonight, our very special guest analyst here tonight. And Bill, when we talk about this Northern team, 3-3 coming in, they rely on the ground game and they rely on great defense. Talk a little bit about this club.
They have a nice quarterback. Timmy Bonn is completing a little more than 50% of his passes. He has 6 touchdown passes this year. I'm not quite sure who their main receivers are. They seem to spread it around. They have 2 guys with 11 catches each, in Mason Yawn and Kyle Lamb. Yawn seems like the bigger playmaker. He has three touchdowns. So I think they're going to need to throw the ball. East Pennsboro's defense is very, very good from looking at the statistics. But they have Northern has a great running back in junior Cole Bartram. Has rushed for almost 700 yards right now, and he'll be the guy that they're looking for. So look for number 7 to get the ball quite a bit for Northern.
Had 175 yards in his game last week with 3 touchdowns on 28 carries. So he's a guy they go to early and often and throughout the game. When you look at this East Pennsboro team on the other side, they're a team that had Keith Oates figured in there early in the season. He's not dressed tonight in this game. He had 6 touchdowns rushing, 2 passing. Now you have Dakota Campbell, who steps in there as a senior, who's doing a good job, and he does it all. He's a defensive back, he's a quarterback, he's a kicker for him, and a pretty good kicker at that.
Yeah, we weren't sure what the quarterback situation was at East Pennsboro. We knew Keith Oates had played there. We see that he's not in uniform. Tonight, he has his number 9 on without any pads. So Dakota Campbell, who was advertised at the beginning of the year as being the leader of this team, has now truly had to step into that role. He was playing some running back. He was a key defensive player for them. He's apparently a very, very good kicker, and you know, we'll let Joe comment on that if he gets to see him a little bit tonight. But they've struggled some offensively. They don't throw the ball consistently well. When Oates was playing, they had 3 guys that rushed for almost 300 yards, and he's one of them.
And one of the guys that stepped up now is a sophomore, Aaron Angelo, who's got 354 yards, 229 rushing, 125 passing. He's going to figure in their plans tonight if they're going to score some points in this game and put some yards on the board. That's it. That's our Chalk Talk here as we get you ready for the big game tonight. It's the High School Sports Live TV Game of the Week, and it's all here on Fox 43.2. Back with a kickoff right after this.
I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at Giambavo.com.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
Everybody knows Hoffman has it. Did you know Hoffman has even more? There's the fully stocked Hoffman Ford Parts and Accessories Department, the Hoffman state-of-the-art collision facility, confidence in our ultra-modern service facility, peace of mind with master technicians, satisfaction with low prices.
Do I really need to say it again? Hoffman has it.
Only at Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
We wake up with the sun. We live in a place we're proud to call home. For us, it's knowing that those we help are neighbors, friends, family. As the leader in providing the best orthopedic care for our community, we come together to do our part.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customer. Students, begin your professional journey in a high-demand field with Groff Tractor. Contact us today to discover the power of our technician internship programs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
And welcome back to East Pennsboro High School. It is Northern and East Pennsboro getting ready to kick it off here as we're getting underway. East Pennsboro 4-2, Northern 3-3, and East Pennsboro gets the ball as Northern won the toss and elected to defer to the second half. And very quickly, East Pennsboro is out to about the 28-yard line where they'll set up First down and 10 on the run back by Aaron Angelo. You'll hear his name called off tonight. Gary Sutton with you, Bill Chase tonight, and our special analyst throughout the evening, Joey Julius, aboard former kicker at Penn State. He'll be watching some of the kicking and special teams play here tonight, and just some trends happening throughout the course of the game. But, Bill, a great one here in the Colonial Division of the Mid-Penn. Looking forward to see what East Pennsboro does coming out of the gate. Both these teams like to rely on a running game.
Yeah, a lot on the line for both teams here, and you are correct. I would expect to see the ball on the ground quite a bit tonight.
At quarterback, Dakota Campbell. And Campbell hands off right away. Looks like to Angelo, and Angelo stuffed at the line of scrimmage. No gain there.
Yeah, it was just a little trap play to the fullback. Looked like they were in an I formation there, and Coach Denniston, coming from the Central Dauphin program, seems to have adopted a lot of what they want to do.
Be second down and 10 now. Ball still sitting on the 28-yard line. Dakota Campbell, heady quarterback. Two men in the backfield in the I. Quick pitch back here. And quickly to the outside, but again, not much gain on the play. Looked like Lowell Tatum that time with the pitch.
And looks like number 71, Josh Angelo, is playing fullback. And I think he actually got the first carry of the game.
He did.
He can carry the ball. He just can't go out for a pass. Just for our audience to know, he is not an eligible receiver.
He's normally listed as an offensive lineman, a defensive lineman. A big guy. I did the interview with him early in the week. Great kid. So it brings up a third down and 6 now for East Pennsboro. Campbell.
You're going to have offsides against Northern, I believe.
So Northern offsides, and you're going to pick up 5 of that 6 you needed right there. So I'll bring up a much more manageable third down and 1 now for East Pennsboro here in the opening drive. This is your High School Sports Live TV Game of the Week on Fox 43.2. Our Invicta crew with you tonight. Chad Edwards and all the great people back there, and John Ferraris, our director tonight. Looking forward to bringing you a great game here this evening. Travis Sparks with stats here this evening. Here's your handoff. And it looks like he's going to get enough for first down yardage on that carry. And Terrell James with the carry that time. Number 1, his first one of the night, a 5'9 junior, gets the first down, and it'll be first down and 10.
Yeah, it definitely looks like East Pennsboro is going to be running back by committee, as they have been for all of this year. And so far we've seen 3 different guys carry the football.
So the ball out near the 39-yard, almost resting on the 40 now. It'll be first and 10. We'll call it the 40. Dakota Campbell, who does a little bit of everything. Defensive back, kicker, quarterback, and nice slash up the middle over the 45 out near the 46-yard line. And again, another different guy, Aaron Angelo this time. Leading rusher here for this group at 354 yards, 229 rushing, 125 receiving, 3 touchdowns. He's also the team's leading tackler at 40 tackles. So he's a little bit of a busy guy, too, on both sides of the ball, Bill.
Yeah, that's a lot to put on a sophomore, and he's doing a pretty darn good job as a 10th grader here, helping lead this team.
What does it do here, Bill, when you're using the number of running backs here, and you can't just focus in on 1 or 2 guys?
I don't think it does a lot defensively. I mean, you work basically against schemes. When you go against a team that has one stud that you really focus on, you may, concentrate on just that guy, but you're mostly been practicing against the schemes and the looks that East Pennsboro is going to give you.
Second down now, 5 yards ago, just past the 45-yard line. Dakota Campbell, and there you got another encroachment, I think, unless he was drawn off sides. Looked like the defender stepped across the line.
And these are the little things in a tight game like this that you may look back on later and say, we gave them first downs in the first quarter here. We'll see if this trend – I'm wondering if East Pennsboro's changing up their snap count a little bit. So many high school teams just go on 1, and as soon as you go on 2, either you jump off or the defensive side jumps off.
Campbell, a pretty heady kid, and gets him a first down here. Here's your fake handoff again this time. No, actually, good handoff. And there's Aaron Angelo. Aaron Angelo loose into the secondary. Aaron Angelo still traveling. And what a run by Aaron Angelo. And this guy gets it done, the sophomore.
Yeah, they're just going I formation. There's nothing fancy about this. This is 1980s football. Twin set, pro set, I formation, quarterbacks under the center, which we don't see a lot of anymore. And so far, so good for them.
Aaron Angelo, hard runner, just going south, pushed his blocker out of the way and said, come on, I got to get somewhere. Let's go. And piled up here at the line of scrimmage as we're back underway here live. 9:04 to go here in the first quarter, and East Pennsboro definitely on the march here.
And I want to go back to Josh Angelo playing fullback at number 71. He's a big boy. He's 6 foot, 235 pounds, and I know Gary had interviewed him during the week.
I was looking up.
Yeah, he was head above you, and so we'll come back after this play on a point I want to make.
2nd down and 8 here. Campbell, the pitch back, fumbled, jumping on it, still loose, and Northern has recovered it about the 22-yard line, and on top of it for Northern, looks like it's Joel McClintock, gets in there, Johnny on the spot, in this case Joel on the spot, and what a big turn of events right here, Bill.
Yeah, East Pennsboro was taking the ball right down the field. They ran a little toss play again. This is old school football, toss sweep, and it looked like Aaron Angelo just didn't handle the ball.
So a big play here, 8:29 to go in the first quarter as Joel McClintock with a fumble recovery. Just a simple pitch back that time, not able to handle it. So Northern gets the ball back wearing purple and white tonight. The Polar Bears. Straight back goes Bonin. Bonin with a little screen pass here. And they find that guy whose number we're going to call a lot tonight, and he's loose right away. We're talking about Cole Bartram, who had 175 yards last week on 28 carries. And this guy likes to be the center of attention on this club.
They're going quick.
So no huddle. Bonham calling the numbers here. Now, it's going to be Timothy Bonham, number 12. Back there with him is Bartram. Bartram only a junior. This time it's a fake. Bonham running for himself. And he'll be knocked down right around the line of scrimmage. Tackle on the play made that time by Colin Benoist for East Pennsboro.
That first play, Northern ran a little screen pass to Bartram. Completely opposite look from what East Pennsboro was giving us offensively, where they were no back and screened it out to Bartram, who was in the slot to the short side of the field and made a nice run. And so we're gonna be in the pistol here, or the gun, most of the evening for the Polar Bears.
2nd down and 10, ball at the East Pennsboro 49-yard line. Bonin out in the flat, has his man there again. A nice short complete pass, this time to Kyle Lamb with his 12th reception of the year. And Lamb gets some extra yardage afterward, and a 1st down here for Northern.
Yeah, Bonin has 2 favorite receivers. Both have 11 catches, which tells me they don't throw the ball a whole lot, although they've thrown a couple times right out of the gate here. But Lamb and Jan, both with 11 catches this year, so we'll keep an eye on those guys.
Now 12 catches for Mr. Lamb. Ball down to the 40-yard line. Quick pitch out to the outside again. And again, the guy they were looking for, Kyle Lamb, catches the ball and is brought down there, but not before he gains at least 4 on the play, maybe 5.
Looks like their game plan is some quick passes. Maybe they feel they're not as comfortable running the ball against this really solid front that East Pennsboro has.
Good tackle out there by Aaron Angelo.
But both teams have moved the ball so far.
Yeah, they really have, and they're moving it smartly, but in different ways, obviously. Running game on the East Pennsboro, this team with a middle mix of run and pass. There's a bang right up the middle. It looks like it's going to be close to 1st down yardage for Northern. And nice run that time by number 35, Glenn Sadler.
Yeah, that time Northern went under center and ran just a little quick dive to the fullback. It was a single back, just turned around and gave it to him.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 1 now for the Polar Bears. Ball spotted at the 31-yard line of East Pennsboro. 6:18 to go here in the first quarter. There it is, up the middle. Looks like it's going to be enough for 1st down. It's Talon Belusio, who has 3 touchdowns in the season, slamming forward.
Yeah, I think he got it.
Didn't get a whole lot, Nice surge at the line of scrimmage by East Pennsboro, but it looks like he might have gotten a first down. Let's wait and see what they do on the mark.
Now, one of the strengths for Northern this year should be their offensive line. They have 4 of their 5 starters back, so we'll see. We'll see how good, strong a job they do against, as we've already highlighted, a strong East Penn.
First down and 10, ball at the 30-yard line of the Panthers. Polar Bears on the march, much as the Panthers were a moment ago. Bonin, under center this time, goes back, gets flushed out of the pocket, looking. They've got him pinned in right now, but he gets loose. Bonin gets loose, gets the first down yardage and more down inside the 20 near the 14-yard line. Nice job by Timothy Bonin of getting out of what looked like certain jail that time. Take a look at this.
Yeah, it looks like he wanted a little quick hitch out here to his right, but it was obviously covered. He put it down and picked his way through for a crucial first down.
Nice job by Bonham of escaping from problems and getting big yardage on the play. Ball now at the 14-yard line. 1st and 10 again for the Polar Bears. Here's Bonham. This time the inside pitch. Smelled out well by East Pennsboro that time.
Little shovel pass.
Look for Bartram, and Bartram nowhere to go. Good job by East Pennsboro covering that one up defensively.
Kansas City Chiefs make that look so easy down on the goal line.
If you had their quarterback, it would look easy too, right?
Yeah.
Be 2nd down and 9 now. Ball at the 13-yard line as the Polar Bears showing you a little bit of versatility here so far in all that they've offered. Here's a jet sweep near side. This one is Jan, and again, East Pennsboro covering it well, as in on the tackle is Brecken Swope.
Yeah, East Penn really stretched that out. Defenses want, when they see that jet sweep coming, what they don't want to allow is for that runner to be able to plant his foot and all of a sudden cut up fields. The jet sweep man running the football is supposed to really look for a seam, plant, and then get up in there. If you get stretched out, good defenses are going to run you down every time.
Loss on the play makes it 3rd down and 10 now. Ball back out at the 14-yard line. Full house backfield here this time. Bonin, the handoff, and Bartram is tackled in his backfield as well. So a great defensive series here so far for East Pennsboro. And a player down, looks like on the play here for the moment. A guy we've called his number so far, and that's Colin Benoist, right in on top of things.
Yeah, that was a strange call on 3rd and 10. They went power eye, unbalanced to the right, and ran it right. And now Jan in for the field goal.
So Jan is going to try it. The holder on this one is Marcel Reed. Check that, Cade Kitts. So the kick is up, and the kick looks like it's wide, and it is. So 3-point effort here in the first quarter, not going to go. And with 3:09 to go in the first quarter, it is 0-0 as both teams turned away in their opening offensive drives.
So both teams took the ball right down the field, pretty much doing what I'm guessing they want their game plan to be. East Penn running the ball, Northern mixing it up a little bit, and both teams come away with without any points.
So the missed field goal there, and the ball be brought back out. That was a 30-yard effort. Just wide. Pretty good foot on that. And here's your handoff again, and not much running room there at all for East Pennsboro as they take over after the missed field goal. Handoff going that time again to Aaron Angelo, who's starting to get the lion's share of work right now.
Yeah. He didn't start the game for some reason, but he's been in pretty much the last couple of plays for East Penn.
So it'll be 2nd down now. It's 8 yards from the 22-yard line. Again, Campbell at quarterback. And this time it's going to be illegal procedure as man on the right side raised up there for the Panthers.
So I want to come back to number 71, Josh Angelo playing fullback. I commented right at the beginning of the broadcast that he would not be eligible to go out for a pass. So people don't confuse the NFL rule with the high school rule. You have to wear an eligible number to be able to go out for a pass in high school football.
So far in the game, 4 first downs for East Pennsboro, 3 for Northern, and Aaron Angelo with his first 5 carries for 49 yards. And another slash off the right side, this time getting some decent yardage out near the 24-yard line. And again, it will be Angelo getting the call on that.
So we're going to have their first third and long situation. They have not thrown a pass yet. Let's see what they do here.
So third down and 13 yards to go. Ball out at the 17-yard line right now. Make that 24-yard line, rather. They have 17 on the board, but that's incorrect. It's the 24-yard line. So Campbell looking to pass and looking downfield, and is going to throw it out of bounds.
Yeah, so anytime East Penn gets behind the sticks, so they were 2nd and 13, picked up a few yards on second down. So now you're 3rd and 8. That's not the situation they can be in and win this game. The offsides hurt them there.
They really rely on tempo, the ground game,
Yes.
making sure you stay on schedule. Those are all the things that I would imagine coaches are saying right now. So it's going to bring up a 4th down and 6 now. Back to receive the punt is Northern York. Let's see if we can get our punter in the picture here soon.
Fake.
And he fakes it and take it off down the field and wide open. No one thought he was going to do it. And out of bounds goes number 22, Dakota Campbell, fakes the punt, took off, and never, ever thought twice about it.
Yeah, when you have a good athlete, and obviously Dakota Campbell's one of the best athletes on the field tonight, and he's your punter at the same time, you've got to always be aware. Now, this was a gutsy call.
Ball was at the 24-yard line. He takes off. And, I mean, look at this. Nothing but open space in front of him. No one accounting for him at all. All the way out past the 50, down near the 47-yard line. And Dakota Campbell with a big play here in the game. So ball now on the 48-yard line. And tackled in the backfield that time. Nice job by Northern defensively.
And back to that fake punt. I'm not so sure it was a called fake. It looked like he was going to punt, and then all of a sudden he just saw the C part, and he took off with it. He may have that option, being as headsy a player as he is.
Spencer Siegel on the tackle that time. Loss of 2 on the play brings up 2nd down and 12 yards to go now. Ball back at the 46-yard line. Dakota Campbell, when I interviewed him the other day, very confident kid. Very, has it kind of all together. He said the coaches really prepare him well every week. He said they see all different kinds of defenses. He said that's the hardest thing. He said, and then taking film home and looking at that constantly, he's big on that. Campbell, the long count. This time stands up. Is the ball loose? Thought the ball might be loose just for a second as it's handed off there again to another Angelo, but this time the bigger of the two Angelos. We're talking about Josh Angelo, the fullback.
And the quarter's going to run out. They're going to let the quarter run out, and they're going to be in one of those 3rd and long situations that they don't want to be in.
Again, not where you want it to be, as 18 seconds to go here in the first quarter. It's going to be 3rd down and 8 when we come back. And the ball's going to be located on the 50-yard line. And 7, 6, 5 as we tick on down here to the end of the first quarter. And that is it. No score at the end of 1. It's a battle here in the Capital Conference of the Mid-Penn. All here on High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2. Back right after this.
If it's used car peace of mind you're looking for, Hoffman has it. Hoffman Ford brings you a wide selection of quality pre-owned vehicles, carefully chosen and inspected for dependable driving pleasure. For the ultimate peace of mind, shop the Hoffman collection of Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned vehicles. If you're looking for a used vehicle you can feel good about your loved one's driving,
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
And we start the second quarter with a quick pass here from Campbell as he finds his man out in the flat, first completed pass of the game. Let's bring in here Joey Julius. Joey, what are you seeing so far in trends of the game? I know we have one missed field goal, and that's something that you kind of frown on, right?
Oh, I 100% frown on it. It did look like a good operation. Kicker just pushed it a little bit. I will say hash marks for high school kids are tough. A lot of them don't know how to line up properly, and that's half the battle.
We're going to come back to Joey for a few more comments here. Gary, something with you. Bill Chase, it's fourth down and 3, and they're going for it. Ball at the 45-yard line. And instead, they're going to punt it out this time. We thought they were going to go for it, punting it out, and a good punt into the end zone, however, off the foot of Dakota Campbell, who does a little bit of everything. So this Campbell kid, pretty versatile kid so far, Joey.
Yeah, I mean, you look at a guy like Justin Reed for the Chiefs, excellent player, goes to the NFL and can kick the ball very well. So, a guy like that's going to be extremely dangerous, and you're going to have to worry about fourth down every single time.
Any trends you're seeing so far here on the special teams or on offense or defense?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Northern, I'd probably sit back a little bit. I'd look at a pass protection, run protection on that punt. I wouldn't really worry about returning the ball on that. I would just kind of take it where he kicks it.
Northern gets the football back here. We'll be back with Joey here in a little bit. Bill Chase with us. There's Bonham with that little screen pass again. He's got a man open and some yards to run, it looks like. Catches his man out in the flat there. That's Talon Belucio, and gets a pickup of the play, but a yellow flag down on the field, and that ain't good where that's at. That looks like it might be coming back on hold.
Holding, block in the back are your two most obvious possibilities here on this. That's a second screen pass. They've run to the right side. This was out of an I formation, play action fake.
First quarter yards, 63 for Northern, 87 for East Pennsboro.
Yeah, that was the first quarter. If you're watching the game tonight and you want to go out after, you may be probably going to have time for that.
Both teams moving the ball pretty well, though. And, both teams have shown us a lot of things thus far. I've really been impressed with the versatility for both clubs here in the early part of the game. So we're in the second quarter right now, 11:23 to go. This is the High School Sports Live TV Game of the Week. Over the right side, nothing doing there.
Northern's now using their I formation.
That was Belucio again on the carry. Not much going on there. Second down and 9. I'll tell you, East Pennsboro has really had a good defensive effort here so far. Those 3 plays they rose up last time down when Northern was on the march were really classic.
Well, I think that's why Northern wants Timmy Bonham to be able to complete some passes tonight, and that's the reason they started out with this short, quick passing game. Notice nothing has been thrown downfield.
Exactly. Bonham with 6 touchdowns passing this year, 2 rushing. Second down and 7 yards to go now for Northern. Here's your handoff near side, and just banging up the middle out near first down yardage.
Yeah, that was at the power I formation again, and they gave it to one of the upbacks.
Trajan Tyree with his first carry of the night. So he'll get, looks like that'll bring up first down and 10 as he gets a first down. Nice job there by Tyree. Talk, Bill, a little bit about giving it to the up back and the second back so many times. It does affect timing, and you get those quick hits up the middle like that. You pick up quick 7-8 yards.
Yeah, you're almost always giving it to the tailback in these looks here, so it's a little surprising when they do give it to one of the up backs. It hits a little quicker.
There's Bartram. Good second effort by Bartram. Was stopped at the line of scrimmage, then dived forward for a gain of probably about 2 to 3 yards.
I think this game is going to come down to sometime in the second half, somebody's going to break. Somebody's going to make a mistake here. You can just see the way the game is trending right now. It's being played between the 20-yard lines.
So it'll bring up now second down and 6. Northern with the football. Polar Bears out of Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. Of course, East Pennsboro out of Enola. There's Bonham looking again. Bonham flushed out. Bonham has a man near side, and he's got a little room to run. And a nice job by Bonham again of getting out of trouble. Hit Glenn Sadler out here in the flat for a nice pickup on the play.
That was a great job by Timmy Bonham there. They faked the counter. He rolled out to his left, his strong side. He looked like he wanted to throw it downfield deep for the first time. Right here you see it on the replays, looking, nothing there. And then he comes back underneath, and just a nice job of being patient.
Nice poise there, so it brings it out to the 45-yard line where it's going to be first down and 10 again. And once again, Northern on the march. Here's your handoff. There's Bartram. Bartram loose. Bartram down to the 40, to the 35. Bartram loose. Looks like he might go the whole way. Down to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, to the 2, where he's tackled just before the goal line. Cole Bartram with an outstanding run right here.
Well, we'll probably see this on the replay, but he made a jump cut right at the line of scrimmage that got him through. This play could have gone for nothing.
What were you just talking about? You're going to see a break.
There.
Nice job of getting some good blocking up front there, and you see Bartram take it off and move down the field, and a touchdown-saving tackle by Lavelle Tatum. So it's first down and goal now. And they're going to spot the ball at the 6-yard line. So Northern with the chance here to get into the end zone. Looks like they're going to give it to Belusio.
And I would expect nothing but their power eye look right here. Bonnen's going to be under center, 3 backs in the backfield, and they're going to take 4 downs to try to pound this in.
Belusio down to the 4, a couple gained on the play. It'll be second down and goal from the 4-yard line.
And this is where your experienced offensive line should not allow any penetration at all.
You look at some of those big guys up front there, Paul Pasqualini. You got number 65 there, Wyatt Hazen. 56, Spencer Siegel. And you got a timeout called on the field here for a moment, and the timeout is going to be called by East Pennsboro. We'll take one as well. This is High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
Interesting call of a timeout there by East Pennsboro. They waited to see the look, Bill, and then called timeout to get set against this second down and goal on the 4-yard line.
And it looked like Northern was going to fake a pitch to their left, and Bonnen was going to keep the ball. I'm guessing they won't come back with that look here, but I'll be shocked if they're in anything other than their power set in the backfield here.
I'll be shocked if anybody but Bartram gets it. I'm shocked. There's Belusio, and Belusio pounds it forward, and Belusio's in the end zone at the 7:51 mark with the first touchdown of the game. Talon Belusio with his 4th touchdown of the season here at the 7:51 mark of the first half.
And looks like we have a man down for East Pennsboro. But yeah, that was a nice drive, highlighted by Bartram's long run. And Bartram is as advertised.
Talon Belusio in for his first touchdown of the game, 4th touchdown of the season, as coming in to kick the extra point will be Mason Yan. And here's what we're going to watch. So we're going to take a break right now. We got an injury down in the field. We'll come right back. This is High School Sports Live TV's Game of the Week here on Fox 43.2.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at Giambavo.com.
And Colton Yo being helped off the field right now, a defensive lineman for East Pennsboro, and we're glad to see him getting some help off. Hope he's okay. Looks like he's walking pretty much under his own power. But so now Mason Yan in to try the extra point here for Northern. Snap down, kick up. Kick is good, And it's 7-0 at the 7:51 mark here of the second quarter. Northern has struck first, and a very good offensive surge that time on that series.
Yeah, well done. They drove the ball down the first series, couldn't capitalize with a field goal, get the ball right back, and overcome a holding penalty, and go down and take a crucial early lead.
And the 48-yard run, the feature of that by Cole Bartram, who took it all the way down to the 2-yard line. 8 plays, 80 yards, 356, 4-yard touchdown run, and, of course, the key play, as we said, the 48-yard run. But at the end of all that, Belusio taking it in for the touchdown. It's interesting. They had Bartram do the hard work coming down the field there. Then Belusio, 2 bangs, they get him into the end zone. So he's a guy they obviously like to go to when they get the pay dirt.
Well, the other thing, too, is Bartram carried the ball maybe 28 times last week, and you start to be a little concerned. These guys, a lot of these kids are not – they're not 6 foot 220.
Right.
You know, they're 5'10", 155, 170. You know, you can work out all you want, but when you're taking 28 carries, you're getting hit time after time after time in games, and in a long season that can wear on you. If you have other guys to put them in.
Bartram, 5'10", 195 pounds. He's a pretty sturdy guy. As you can see, the wind a little bit of a factor here tonight as they're going to hold it, and Joel McClintock gets that job. And here comes Jan. Jan, pretty good boot downfield here. Could be taken back there by East Pennsboro. Trying to find some running room. Is going to be out about the 22-yard line, it looks like, where it's going to be first down for East Pennsboro, as the ball was returned there by Brecken Swope.
So there's 7:44 left in the second quarter. Both teams have had the ball only twice. That's going to be the nature of this game. They're going to control the ball. They're going to run the clock. This is a crucial drive, I think, for East Pennsboro, because if Northern gets the ball back and can go down and score again, that's not where East Pennsboro can thrive.
Yeah, 2 touchdown lead in this game would seem like 4 in most games. So here's Campbell handing off. Again, Northern's defense rising up there at the line of scrimmage with a couple yards on the carry here. This time again by Aaron Angelo.
And that was the first offensive set where East Pennsboro was in the gun.
So it'll be second down now. Looks like about 7 to go. Ball's going to be out at the 29-yard line. Call it second down and 5. There again, Angelo trying to find some room off that left side and nothing doing. And leading the charge there is Joel McClintock, the guy that recovered the fumble here not too long ago in the first quarter. He's been active tonight.
And it looks like, and I keep harping on the older Angelo, Josh, number 7. Looks like he's back up on the offensive line now. He's still in the game, but he's not in the backfield.
So use him as a fullback, to use him as an offensive lineman. So to bring up third down now and 5, and a very important third down and 5 it is, as Dakota Campbell takes a look over things. Campbell, the handoff again, this time loose, and it looks like he might have enough for the first down as Aaron Angelo banging it right out there just past the 35-yard line. Should be enough for the first down.
Yeah, nice job by Aaron Angelo. I think he was stopped right at the line of scrimmage, and his determination just got him up just enough for that first down.
That knee went down right on the 35, and it was just enough to get ahead of their stakes there at 34. So they're marching right now, 6:10 to go, and if you're East Pennsboro, you'd like to have an answer for Northern here in the first half.
I'm going to expect a little Dakota Campbell keep one of these times.
And this time, there it is. You just called it. Dakota Campbell trying to get around the corner. Does, and gets some positive yardage there, it looks like. He kind of hooked around the outside there. Well, I should take it back. I got down at the line of scrimmage. Thought he got around the outside. Got down at the line of scrimmage. Doesn't look like any gain on the play.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to take advantage of Dakota Campbell's skills as a running back a little bit more than what they have so far moving forward here.
So it'll be second down. He did get a couple on the play, they'll say. 8 yards to go. Ball at the 38-yard line. One man back with Campbell, 2 receivers, one either side. Off near side it goes. And again, good coverage in that backfield And in on the tackle, yeah, we call his name a lot on offense, but also on defense, Cole Bartram.
That was a really nice tackle. Looked like he was going to have some room bouncing it to the outside. Bartram caught him right by the ankles.
We talked about his 175 yards offensively last week. He also had 7 tackles last week. So this is a guy that's active on both sides of the football.
Yeah, he's a little bigger than I thought.
Yeah, 5'10", 195 pounds is Cole Bartram. So another big third down situation, a long one this time. 3rd and 10, ball spotted at the 36-yard line of East Pennsboro. East Pennsboro 4-2, 1-2 in the Colonial. On the other side, Northern 3-3. You have a timeout in the field. We'll take one as well. This is the High School Sports Live TV Game of the Week here on Fox 43.2.
Everybody knows Hoffman has it. Did you know Hoffman has even more? There's the fully stocked Hoffman Ford Parts and Accessories Department, the Hoffman state-of-the-art collision facility, confidence in our ultra-modern service facility, peace of mind with master technicians, satisfaction with low prices.
Do I really need to say it again? Hoffman has it.
Only at Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
And welcome back to East Pennsboro, right here in Enola, Pennsylvania, where Northern leads 7-0 right now. Let's get our special guest analyst tonight, Joey Julius, with us, formerly of Penn State. And, Joey, what are you seeing so far here in terms of trends in this game?
Yeah, I mean, Northern's definitely stepping up defensively. Their ends are setting the edge well, which is forcing East Penn to really try to run up the middle. And, we all know run up the middle is one of the toughest things you can do. It's where all the defenders are. So it's going to be a tough game for East Penn. I think with the way Northern's throwing the ball, it's going to be a close game.
3rd down and 10 now. Big 3rd down and 10, Bill Chase here for East Pennsboro. Campbell looking. Kind of a screen play, a dangerous play, just kind of tossed it in the air, and the screen really never materialized.
Yeah, I think you can see Dakota Campbell's a little bit of inexperience playing the quarterback position when it comes to a touch play like a screen pass. That's something that's worked on over and over and over again. And when you don't play quarterback full time or haven't been trained in that, that's a tough throw.
Yeah, Keith Oates out for the season, and or at least out for now. So back to punt is Dakota Campbell. Last time he faked it, ran a long way for 1st down. And you kind of don't think in this part of the field that he would do that again, as we're going to get.
Yeah, East Pennsboro didn't have enough guys on the field, and they burned a timeout.
So we'll take the timeout as well. 4:31 to go in the first half. And don't forget, coming up at halftime, so Jack Giambalvo halftime report. We'll be back right after this. This is the High School Sports Live TV Game of the Week here on Fox 43.2. Fourth down and 10 for the 36-yard line for the Panthers here, as they're going to kick it back off, and they're going to have to count on their defense. Chambersburg at CD East, by the way, next Friday, the 14th. Travis Sparks will be stepping in play-by-play along with Todd Mealy. And this time, nice boot out of there by Campbell. Dakota Campbell let that one loose, and Joey, you had to be drooling when you saw that one, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could tell it had a nice rollout. It was a great punt, and you got it off quick.
Yeah, I've always been aggravated when the receiver of the punts will not catch the ball. And my argument has always been punt returners always line up too deep.
I think we hit a nerve here.
Oh, it just aggravates me when the ball hits the ground and you're a punt returner.
Big game in the Commonwealth next week. Chambersburg at CD East Friday, October 14th. Todd Mealy will be in there with Travis Sparks. As here's Bonham. Look at this little trickery. Oh, near side. Lots of room to run. as he handed off that time and caught everybody off guard.
I thought that was going to go for even more. It didn't seem like there was anybody out here, and East Pennsboro closed pretty well on it. But that was well disguised. Now here's the difference. Timmy Bonnen's been a quarterback, I'll guess, for his entire football career. And you can tell he's smooth. He knows how to play fake. He knows when to throw, when not to. And this is not a criticism of Dakota Campbell, but he's being asked to do some things that he maybe wasn't expected to do going into preseason camp this year.
Well, we have a number here right now, and that number is not in our program, number 5. So if someone knows, don't be afraid to text us and let us know who that is. As this time, nice handoff inside, and it's Bartram again. Bartram kind of just working his way neatly through the line that time and getting some big yardage.
He does pick his way very nicely. He's not a he doesn't look like he's a shifty running back, but he has that nice little jump at the line to make the first guy miss.
Look at this. And then can shed a tackler or two. Good gain all the way out to the 44-yard line where it's 1st and 10 again for Northern, near side this time. And good run off the near side by Belucio. He's been getting a lot of work tonight thus far.
Yeah, Northern's taking control of this game late in the first half here, and with 3:09 left, they have 2 timeouts left. If they can go down and put just 3 points on the board, that's going to make it very, very tough on East Pennsboro.
And we know that Jan has the foot to do that. He's got a pretty good kicker himself. So make it 2nd down now and 2 to go. Good pickup on the 1st down. That's what you always want, is get those nice 2nd down and short situations, Bill.
Yeah, and I would expect them to keep it on the ground here. At some point, they're probably going to have to put it in the air if they want to get down and put some points on the board here.
3:09 to go here in the first half. Belucio right up the middle, and man, just running south inside the 34-yard line. Nice handoff to Belucio.
They just gashed them right there. There was a huge hole that Gary Sutton could have run through there.
There you go, and I'm not that fast. Got it open wide there, right up the gut. We'll see what they're doing up there in the blocking here in just a few minutes and maybe get an idea. Take a look right here. Got some nice blocking inside there. I tell you, you really got to like what number 56, the center, is doing there. That's Jorge Castillo.
I'll tell you who the lead blocker was, and that was Cole Bartram.
He's moving some people when he goes up through there. And here is Bartram putting his head down, but stopped right about the line of scrimmage. You know, on the tackle is Chase Deibler for East Pennsboro.
So now you're down. You're getting close to 2 minutes. They're going to have a 2nd and 8 or 9 yards.
Right.
I still think you can keep it on the ground here, but it won't surprise me to see Bonham possibly roll out here out of little play action.
So 33-yard line, 2nd down and 10. No gain on the play. Bonham's receiver near side, Kyle Lamb, one of his favorite targets. This time the pitch near side. Lamb's going to be a blocker as Bartram bangs his way all the way down near the 21-yard line. Good play there. And I'll tell you what, give credit to Kyle Lamb, the outside receiver, who had a nice inside block to kind of open him up.
Yeah, that was, there's a flag on the play. We'll have to see what this is. But that was just, again, that was old-fashioned toss sweep. And I love it. I used to love calling that into the sideline like they did there. It forces the running back to turn it up. You only have so much room. Instead of running it to the wide side all the time where you can stretch it out, you're forcing your running back, tailback, to get up in there. And I really like that play.
Big penalty on the play is going to take it back upfield against Northern, all the way back out to the 45-yard line, where it's going to be 2nd and Dillsburg. 2nd and 22 now, so the situation has changed, and now that pass becomes much more of a reality here, doesn't it? There's Bonin looking, has a man out there, and it's going to be incomplete inside the 38-yard line.
Yeah, they ran some double hitches out there. Looked like they both ran about 7-8 yards. Looked like the receivers were a little too close together. You had 2 receivers in the same area. They need a little better spacing out there.
He was looking for Mason Yan out there to hook up, one of his 2 favorite receivers. Looked like, yeah, as you said, 2 guys out there.
So now you have 3rd and 22. Not a lot of plays in the playbook that Coach Miller probably has on 3rd and 22. Maybe try to pick up 10 or 12. Maybe you throw it downfield. Just throw it downfield. It's a minute 42, same as a punt if they intercept it.
2nd down at 10. And now near side comes Bonin, and Bonin's going to step out of bounds at about the 42-yard line.
Yeah, he wanted to run that shuffle pass again that they had run down inside the 20-yard line earlier. Wasn't there, so he just kept it. Stopped the clock. See if East Penn comes after this one.
So 4th and 22 with 1:37 to go, and for the moment, East Pennsboro breathing a sigh of relief. They're trying to get the ball back. Down only one score here in the first half. Let's see if turnabout's fair play here on the fake punt. And they're going to kick it, is Dillsburg. Ball will go down, and here again, you're going to get down right around the 4, call it the 3-yard line, and great punt that time. And Joey Julius sitting here with us. He loves to watch these guys with the feet because that's what he did when he was in college and at Lower Dauphin in high school. Pretty good punt that time. Nice to put that inside the 10, Joey.
Yeah, it's a great punt from the kid. He's really going to put him in deep in the minute 26. We'll see if he's able to get down the field. It's going to be tough, though. A lot of yards.
Doing his Barney or Moore imitation for Penn State, right, who keeps dropping punts down inside the 10-yard line for Nittany Lions this year. So a little imitation of that right there.
I do not expect to see East Pennsboro to try anything real fancy here. This isn't who they are. They'd like to get a first down. 1:26 to go.
You think you get a steady dive maybe of Angelo here diving in the line, and there's the first one. And if you're Northern, do you try to call some timeouts here quickly?
Yeah,
and maybe
you're either going to call it now or you're going to call it after third down.
Right. So it brings up second down now. Not much running room there.
Because I believe you can, well, it's going to be close whether you can, if they have 2 timeouts, they're going to, somebody just used one here.
Yeah, so it's second down and 8 now, but it's still moving. No timeout call. So neither team seems to want to make that move here for the moment. Ball's at the 6-yard line, second down and 8. Campbell under center this time. There's your handoff again.
See, now I think Northern needs to call timeout.
Nowhere to go. 58.4 seconds to go. Make that 34.1 seconds to go right now. And now you maybe force them to kick out here eventually.
It's going to be third down. I think Northern just burned a timeout. So they want to force them to try to have to punt the ball.
We'll keep it right here. It's second down, make it third down now coming up, and 8. No gain on the play. So what do you do here in this situation? What do you call him right now if you're Coach Denniston for East Pennsboro?
Well, I'm not throwing the ball. That is, even if I were a passing team, I'm probably not throwing the ball here. They're going to run the ball, probably give it to Angelo, or Dakota Campbell will maybe give a little play action fake and keep the ball himself. They'd love to get a first down here because they do not want to have to punt from their end zone.
And obviously, if they don't get the first down, Northern calls a quick timeout, makes them kick it out of there. Who knows? Missed, punt or whatever, mishandling a punt. Anything could happen. So here comes Dakota Campbell out with his team. Travis Sparks, our statistician, keeping an eye on things here tonight. Joey Julius, our special guest commentator here this evening, former kickoff man at Penn State. Also outstanding kicker at Lower Dauphin High School. Knows a little something about the mid-pen. Here's Campbell. Campbell looking to pass the ball. Caught everybody off guard there. Incomplete. And Bill just breathed a sigh of relief. Yeah.
My jaw's on the table here.
Had his man behind the defense, too.
Yeah, that.
But the worst part is he stopped the clock.
He stopped the clock and still leaves Northern with 1 timeout now. Now, you've got to catch the punt.
Right.
You can't let it roll around. Fair catch. Just make your mind up. You're going to unless it's a line drive, just fair catch the ball.
So 28.4 seconds to go. Campbell, a pretty good punter, has to get it out of there quickly. Got his foot almost to the back line right now. First thing you want to do is make sure you handle this. Oh, and a nice punt. High punt. Man, did he drive him back.
That was a good punt.
But look out here. We got some running room coming up the near sideline, and very quickly. And we're going to give number 5 here to Elijah Grissinger. I'm not sure. He normally wears number 2. I think Elijah Grissinger is number 5 tonight. someone can correct this.
That ball was 70 yards in the air. He punted from his end line and out to the opposing 40-yard line.
Joey, talk about switching fields. Joey Julius with us here. Man, I tell you what, that guy can hang it out. He's had 3 good punts so far tonight.
I'm sitting back here speechless. He absolutely hammered that ball. I will say he does have the wind at his back. You can tell on kickoff it's not going as far the other way from Northern, but I'm curious to see how he can punt with the wind in his face because that was an absolute bomb.
Boy, he really got that up in the air. Nice hang time, switch fields. Man down on the field right now. We're going to take a very quick break. We'll come right back. This is High School Sports Live TV's Game of the Week here on Fox 43.2.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customer. Students, begin your professional journey in a high-demand field with Groff Tractor. Contact us today to discover the power of our technician internship programs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
And welcome back, and we haven't gotten his number yet. A man down on the field on the near sideline of Northern for East Pennsboro, and everybody very concerned right now as no one ever wants to see a player go down. But, man, going back to that punt, Bill Chase, that was a bomb. I mean, just out of the end zone. He had his foot near on the back line. You had to be careful not to step out. And what's he do? Answers with a 70-yard punt. Now got returned, a little bit of run back yardage, but still switching fields pretty well there in a tough situation.
Yeah, I knew Dakota Campbell was an excellent kicker. I was under the impression he was a better place kicker than he was a punter, but maybe I have that wrong with that punt there.
And on the deck right now for East Pennsboro, number 63, that's Logan Newman, who's down right now on the side of the field. But, Joey, you talk about technique. I mean, you're a guy that's been a kicker for a long time. Tell me a little bit about technique and how you get a punt like that off 70 yards. I mean, that is unbelievable.
Yeah, I actually, from the moment the ball was snapped, I saw the way he caught it, and I could tell just by the way he kept his elbow tucked, he actually had very good technique. I could see the way his foot was angled, and you could tell it was a spiraling punt, which, it pretty much does have to spiral to get that kind of distance in air and flight time that he did. And it, like a bullet, it caught the wind and kept going. So, excellent technique. I'm sure you get somebody to work with him. That kid could go far with kicking and as well on the field.
And on special teams, so many times people don't talk about special teams. You lived on special teams at Lower Dauphin and also Penn State. And, switching the field as he did right there is really important, especially in a key situation like this was just 16.3 seconds to go here in the first half.
That punt may have saved for sure 3 points.
We're going to see. So Northern's going to have the football here when we resume play, as we still are tending to a player here on the near sideline. And as we said, down on the field right now, Logan Newman, and concerned crowd, obviously. We'll take one more break as they tend to Logan Newman. We'll be right back here on High School Sports Live TV, Fox 43.2.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
Everybody knows Hoffman has it. Did you know Hoffman has even more? There's the fully stocked Hoffman Ford Parts and Accessories Department, the Hoffman state-of-the-art collision facility, confidence in our ultra-modern service facility, peace of mind with master technicians, satisfaction with low prices.
Do I really need to say it again? Hoffman has it.
Only at Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customer. Students, begin your professional journey in a high-demand field with Groff Tractor. Contact us today to discover the power of our technician internship programs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
And welcome back here to East Pennsboro, where we're tending right now to Logan Newman, and we certainly hope Logan is okay. They have a stretcher out, and they are really taking time to make sure that they take care of him. You can see some of the colorful outfits tonight here at East Pennsboro over on the far side. Pink seems to be the color of the night here, guys, and I don't think pink's in either uniforms. I know a lot of times it's Cancer Awareness Month. I think that's probably part of it.
You can see the players also wearing pink sleeves.
Yep. Players down on one knee here tonight, and everybody concerned about their teammate here as number 63, Logan Newman, is being attended to. Logan Newman, a sophomore, by the way, 6 foot, 235 pounds. We're just talking about something interesting here, though, off the air. And it referred to Timothy Bonin, the left-handed quarterback. And, Bill, you brought up something, as a coach that, you said maybe I'm profiling on this, but, I don't know that you are. But left-handers look different when they throw the football, don't they?
Well, first, we're not used to seeing left-handers. Obviously, people are predominantly right-handed in the human species, and throwing and kicking are no different. So,
and taking nothing away from Timothy Bond at all, he's been outstanding tonight.
No,
we really like what he's doing.
But we were talking about, I've coached 3 left-handed quarterbacks in the years that I coached, and they all seem to have just a nice touch on the ball. It came out of their hands nicely.
Well, we're going to find out right here what kind of touch he has on the ball, because 16.3 seconds to go. Ball's at the 40-yard line. You're going to have to make something happen by the pass here.
Yeah. Northern has 1 timeout left. You're on the 40-yard line. I don't know what Mason Yon's range is, and Joey, I think, is correct when he said that they're probably into a little bit of a wind here,
right.
So he's probably got to get a little closer. You'd like to see him probably get half of this yardage.
Targets
not on one play. They can get realistically 2 plays. Unlikely 3, but maybe 2. If they can catch a ball and get out of bounds, then they're going to be able to get maybe 3 plays.
So the targets normally number 6, Kyle Lamb, and number 82, Mason Yon. Let's take a look and see if that's who he's looking for right now, Bonin. Instead, he pitches back. He says, we'll go with the run. to Bartram, crosses up everybody, and Bartram gets big positive yardage down near the 20-yard line.
Now the clock will stop because of the first down. They're going to spike it.
Yeah, 9.3.
They're not going to waste their timeout.
9.3 seconds to go. They get up to the line here, get set, and there's a spike.
So they save their timeout.
And I think you're going to probably, they may try to get more back on the clock. 4.8 seconds here. A lot of quick time went off there on the spike.
Yeah,
I'm thinking we're closer to like 7 seconds there for what we could see. They're going to say 4.8 seconds to go. Now, do you send in Jan here for the field goal effort?
Well,
that's a question.
If there's only 4.8 seconds left, then I think you have to kick the field goal right now.
Exactly.
But they're not going to.
So apparently they don't think they're in Jan's range yet. So up over center comes Bonin. Bonin with a pitch back, looks like a fake. Jan's got it. He's going to throw it. He's looking. He throws it deep to the end zone, and it's going to be intercepted in the end zone by East Pennsboro, and that will end the first half. And who intercepted it? None other than Dakota Campbell back there playing center field. Did a great job, and that brings us to a close of the first half. Northern 7, East Pennsboro nothing. Stay tuned for our Jack Giambalvo halftime report, the Capital Blue Cross and AT&T halftime stats in the Capital Region first half highlights, all here on High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own.
I'm excited to be here with Tom Couch, the Vice President for the Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. Tom, you and your staff have served this community in so many ways over the years. High School Sports Live thanks you for being a part of what we do, but you served the York area community a lot longer than just us. Talk about how excited you guys are to keep this tradition going.
You know, Jack Giambalvo started the business in the early 70s, and you know, he was born and raised in York, and this is where he wanted to start his company and grow it, and he's done a fabulous job with it. And you know, we have 10 different franchises in 4 locations, so we've grown to a point where Jack has always wanted to make sure, and his son John, to give back to the community. And so we look at High School Sports Live as an opportunity to give back and also have an awareness to our company with the young kids today.
The new Mazda dealership is, man, this is state of the art. Not only are you selling cars out of here, but you're giving people in the community job opportunities. Talk about the uniqueness of the job opportunities. It's the VOTEC kid at high school, it's the college graduate. Talk about those opportunities.
You know, in the world we live in today, it's tough being a young person today, and we realize that. And so some of the involvement areas that we focus on is, for example, the trade schools. And with the younger kids with VOTEC, they have an opportunity to learn a trade. So for example, in our service department, being a technician, right. The days of just replacing spark plugs, filters, no, it's very technologically advanced with computer skills. So we're involved with the kids from the VOTEC side with learning a trade of being a technician, and then also from the business side, if young people love cars and they've always been around cars and they just can see themselves, you know, having a career, being a salesperson can be very lucrative, and also you get to meet a lot of great people because everybody buys a car.
Now you guys have also been creatively having to put people in cars. It's not just the new car, it's the used car, it's the max dollars on trade-ins. Talk about that, Tom. What does that look like right now for people in general?
Yeah, the supply chain issue we have in our world today affects us also, but what we try to do to be transparent with the customer is every car that we have committed from the factory to build, we have that on our website so people can come see what we have coming in. So we may not have 200 cars on ground right now, but there's availability for people to match their needs from new and used cars.
That's awesome.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customer. Students, begin your professional journey in a high-demand field with Groff Tractor. Contact us today to discover the power of our technician internship programs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
And welcome back to East Pennsboro. It's our halftime report, our Jack Giambavo halftime report here. We'll have the Capital Blue Cross and AT&T halftime stats and the Capital Region first half highlights as it is homecoming here at East Pennsboro tonight. And you see all the fancy cars and the queens and the kings and all the people out there. Always a great night when you have homecoming here, guys. But let's talk a little bit about the first half. First of all, Bill Chase, from your perspective, about what we expected, but a big stand-up there at the end by East Pennsboro, and a great job of reversing fields by Dakota Campbell with maybe the kick of the year.
Yes, I haven't been right all year on how I thought some of these games were going to go, but this is what we did expect, and I don't think it's going to change much in the second half. Northern has been impressive moving the football, though. They could have more than 7 points on the board, and I'm sure Coach Miller and the Northern gang are hoping that this doesn't come back to haunt them.
Joey Julius with us here, a special commentator tonight. Joey, kicking game was big here in the first half, but none bigger than that 70-yard punt.
Yeah, that punt was absolutely huge. Yep, he flipped the field. He kept points off the board, most importantly. Northern did do a really good job at the end there of almost getting in. I personally thought they should have kicked the field goal, but that's just me. Always put the ball in the kicker's hands, right?
A little bit of a prejudice there. You're profiling, right? But that's
I'm
okay.
I'm biased.
Yeah, don't judge us, but kick the football when you have a chance to do so. You know, Bill, what do you look at the first half here? East Pennsboro moved the ball pretty well in their opening series. Got jammed a little bit later on. Really weren't able to reestablish. Northern seems like they're the aggressor right now of the ground game.
Yeah, other than that first drive, East Pennsboro has not moved the ball really at all, and it was the I formation with the two Angelo boys in the backfield being able to move the ball. I think that's what they wanted to try and do for most of this football game, but Dakota Campbell's going to have to probably step up and be able to complete a few passes in the second half.
We have Belucio with 1 touchdown in the first half, the 7:51 mark of the second quarter, getting into the end zone after a great 48-yard run by Cole Bartram. But we also had a big recovered fumble in the first half by Joel McClintock at the first quarter, and that was a stopper right there because it looked like East Pennsboro really had some momentum offensively, and since that play, really have not been able to get back to that offensive momentum they established early.
Yeah, it was just a toss sweep, and running back dropped the ball, and Northern took advantage of it, was able to stop them. Those are killers, and that's what we had said going in to this game, that a mistake like that is going to be amplified when you're looking at maybe a 3 to 6, 7 point game.
Well, let's take a look at our Capital Region Insurance Agency first half highlights here, as we'll see some of the plays again and get a little bit of an idea of adding what we've been talking about right here. So let's go to the Capital Region Insurance Agency first half highlights right here on Fox 43.2. Take us through it, Bill.
This looks like their touchdown, and Northern's front is starting to take over this game. It's not just 1 or 2 runs. They've had quite a few runs that they get into the second level of East Pennsboro's defense.
And you talked about the experience of that offensive line here as Pelucio banging it in for the one touchdown here in the first half. You know, Joey, as you've watched in the front lines here, you know, we talk about the game being won in the trenches. You look a lot at the specialty teams, but also we're seeing a lot of good hitting up in that front line, as Bill said, especially on the offensive line for Northern.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of good things. I will say East Penn has done a good job of creating some penetration up the middle, but the quarterback's got very good temperament right now. He's sitting back, he's finding those good hot reads, and he's getting the ball out to that running back and that quick wide receiver, and they're making some plays.
Let's take a look right now at our stats as well, our Capital Blue Cross and AT&T halftime stats, and get an idea how close this one really is. There's a big number, 7-0 on the board, but take a look at the rushing numbers, 166 to 101. So far, the Polar Bears leading that. But look at that, 64 to nothing on passing so far in the game. Doubling up on the total yards. 3 penalties against East Pennsboro so far. On the other side, 1. Or 3 punts, rather, so far, and 49.7. That's got to jump out at you, Joey.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge bonus, and really all that average came from that 1 punt.
And, of course, penalties, not a good number if you're Northern at halftime here, Bill.
Yeah, 4 for 32. 3 of those were offside, or 2 of those were offsides early on in the defense, and I think they had 2 holding penalties that pushed them back. But one of them they recovered from. I think it's when they went down and actually scored their touchdown.
So we had at the beginning of the game here, Northern won the toss. They deferred, so they're going to get the ball back here to start the second half. Would we say this is the biggest defensive stop that East Pennsboro is going to have in the game if they can do it right here?
The next score has to come from East Pennsboro, I think, because, again, you look at the 0 passing yards. That just jumps right off the page. That cannot be maintained by East Pennsboro if they're going to be in this game. Not unless they really start pounding the ball consistently, and Northern looks pretty strong on defense themselves.
So if you're John Denniston right now and you're walking out there with your team and you're saying, okay, what do we need to do here in the second half? What are you saying to them?
I just think, you settle everything down. They didn't play their best half. It's only 7-0. With Northern put 230 yards on their stats. That's a big first half. That translates over to 460 yards for the game. You should have more than 7 points. So if I'm John Denniston, I'm saying, hey, look, we got outplayed in the first half. We made a couple of mistakes. Let's just settle down, get back to our game plan. Let's go from here.
How about Bill Miller? You coached Bill Miller at one time in the day, and what's he thinking right now?
Well, I don't know what Bill's thinking. I coached him back in 1982, 1983, so we're going back a number of years. But Bill's a hard-nosed guy. I mean, I know Bill likes to run the football. I've been to a few camps with him when we were 7-on-7, and he's just a tough football coach. And I think that the kids like playing for him, and they like the style of football that he brings.
Joey, what are you looking at here in the second half? You've been watching the trends in this game so far. What are you seeing from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, what I'm going to look for is finishing off drives. I think that's important. What you do see in high school is, the first couple plays are going to be scripted, but, once these drives start getting to 10, 15 plays, there might be running out of ideas, and you're kind of seeing some lackluster chances near the end. So biggest thing for me I want to see is who's got the ice in the veins to finish, to get the ball in the end zone. For East Penn, it's homecoming. It's a home game. It's a rivalry. Somebody's got to step up here.
Don't want to be losing that game. You're right. On the other side, Northern has exerted their will so far, but have only been able to get in the end zone one time. We're going to take a break. We'll get ready for the second half kickoff right after this. This is High School Sports Live to be the game of the week. 7-0. Northern leads at half in this Capital matchup right now of the Mid-Penn. Gary Sutton, Bill Chase, Joey Julius with you right here. We'll be back with more after this.
I'm with Dr. Calista Morris from OSS Health. She's an orthopedic sports medicine surgeon. Today we're going to talk about shoulder injuries. What sport really kind of wins this, if you will, the injury battle?
Yeah, absolutely, hands down, as some people may guess, football wins that battle, but very close by are wrestling and baseball. Okay. When it comes to baseball, pitching is absolutely the number one, more so than field players or catching. So pitchers are the biggest risk. Football is kind of a conglomerate. Yes, we see them in the quarterbacks, but those are more contact positions. Right. So wide receivers, running backs, they get hit a little bit harder.
I'm mentoring a young man. He's in my car the other day, and my shoulder hurts. I said, hey, what's going on, buddy? He said, I landed on my shoulder in practice. Do you tell them to go right back out there, or should they come in and get an x-ray, maybe like OSS Health, or should they how do they know whether to be careful or just to keep going at it?
If obviously there's deformity or anything like that to the shoulder just doesn't look right, come in right away, we'll get an x-ray. But if it just seems like a mild ache, give it a day or two, take some ibuprofen, Tylenol if you can tolerate it, and then if it's still not better within 72 hours, then definitely come in and get it checked out.
Talk about preventative measures for shoulder injuries.
Absolutely. So the number one thing for us is actually the shoulder blade. So if we can really strengthen the back and the shoulder blade, that helps the shoulder move better as a unit, puts you at less risk of injury. And then also stretching. So you want the motion on your dominant side to equal the motion of your non-dominant side.
Cincinnati Reds, Bucknell wrestling team. I mean, you've been around a lot of different sports. It's got to be a dream come true. A little girl or a little guy, high school kid, junior high comes in. You can talk to them about sports. You can relate to them. You've been there. Does that give you an advantage making that connection?
Absolutely. So at being a former athlete and being around as high level as Major League Baseball, we understand the importance of getting back to their sport and their passion and what they want to do and doing it safely, but also timing for that. So we kind of base, are you going into senior season? Are you trying to make this tournament or that tournament? How can we work your injury to get you back to your goal?
What would be like a return to play checklist on how you could judge whether or not that shoulder is ready to go?
Yeah. So if it's any type of shoulder injury that requires rehab, it's at least 6 weeks rehab. So you're out for 6 weeks if you're not taking care of yourself. If it gets to a surgical aspect, now we're looking at 6 months. So it's a pretty big deal if we have to go in for surgery. So if you can take a break and let it rest, that's great. It may save you months on a recovery turn, but we go on a stepwise progression. We work on motion first, then we work on strength, and then we get back into sport-specific activities.
If you want more information, go to osshealth.com.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
Lock it up at Hoffman Ford. Only Hoffman Ford offers 2 years maintenance included with any new 2023 Ford car, truck, or SUV order. Plus, lock in Ford's lowest APR rate today. Get 2 years maintenance included exclusively at Hoffman Ford. Why would you order from anywhere else? Who has your best deal on a new Ford?
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customer. Students, begin your professional journey in a high-demand field with Groff Tractor. Contact us today to discover the power of our technician internship programs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
Hey, Advanced Hoops is still signing players up for fall basketball training. As fall sports are wrapping up, players can jump in the last 6 to 7 weeks of the D1-led fall basketball training. Shooting with Charlie, post with Duke, point guard with Gerald, and speed agility with Archie Smith. Go to www.advancedhoops.com. Also, Rejuve is a hyper wellness and recovery lounge offering innovative and cutting-edge treatments, helping people increase energy, boost metabolism, reduce inflammation and pain. Rejuve's rapid recovery treatments solve a major problem for athletes battling sports-related injuries. Call 717-756-6082 to ask about Game Pass, only $89 package for athletes. Also go to Rejuve, that's REJUVV.net. Some other numbers here in the first half. We have for Northern, Bonin, 6 for 8 in passing, 64 yards, 3 rushes, 18 yards for him. Bartram had a great first half, 6 rushes, 89 yards, 2 receptions, 29 yards catching on those receptions. And then 6 rushes for Belusio, 36 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 reception for 11 yards. For East Pennsboro, Campbell, nothing out of 3 passing, 2 rushes, 26 yards. Aaron Angelo had 12 rushes for 69 yards in the first half. And then 3 tackles for loss on defense as well for Aaron Angelo, and those are some of your additional halftime stats here. Also, as we take a look here, there's a couple other things that we wanted to tell you about as we get ready here to start the second half. Travis Sparks was supplying us with all the numbers here at the half. First downs, Northern with 11, East Pennsboro with 5. Third downs, 1 for 3 for Northern so far, 2 for 6 for East Pennsboro. Time of possession, 12:45 for Northern, 11:15 for East Pennsboro so far. And then run-pass ratio, 19 run, 9 pass for Northern, 16 run, 3 pass for East Pennsboro. And again, no completed passes, no yards gained in the passing department for East Pennsboro so far. Both teams with 1 turnover so far, Bill. We get ready to start the second half here as you see East Pennsboro walking down, back out on the field, and a huge matchup to start the second half here with Northern being on offense right away with a 1-touchdown lead. In a very close game, 2 touchdowns would look like more like 4 touchdowns, wouldn't they?
Yeah, this is the way this league is, and I want to go back. I need to apologize for both Gary and I called it the Commonwealth Division. I think Gary called it the Capital. It's the Colonial Division.
Colonial Division, forgive me.
So yeah, apologies from us. We should know that by now, but
we do. There's so
too
many different
too
ones.
many different names in the mid-pen.
They all have C's on them. That's
I
a
used
big
to like
problem.
when they just numbered them. But yeah, this is going to be a tight game. I just, if you're watching the broadcast and if you're listening to us, obviously you are. Northern has had the better part of this game. It just seems like from the time that they got the first turnover against East Pennsboro, from that time on, they pretty much controlled this game. And there aren't going to be many possessions because the ball's going to be on the ground. It's not like a lot of the high school games we see.
Clock's going to be running.
Yeah, this is old school football right here. It's on the grass. Small town America, small town Pennsylvania. This was how football was a number of years back. I formations, toss sweeps, few passes. We're looking at maybe a 10-7, 14-7 game.
Joey, we talked to you earlier in the year about playing at Lower Dauphin, of course, Hummelstown, and Bill just mentioned about small town America, small town game. I mean, there's something special about a Friday night small towns getting together. We talk about a divided country a lot of times. Well, here's a chance for people to get together, and they do that regularly. Talk about what that meant to you when you played for Lower Dauphin.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was everything. When you want to play a sport, you want to play in front of people, but you also want to play in front of people that love you and care for you as well. So, that was the beauty of Lower Dauphin. We had such a big community in Humboldt that really stuck behind us. And I do know with Northern and East Penn, you do get that here as well. It does look like the Northern fans traveled very well, and everybody's out there supporting a good cause, and I think this is what football's all about.
Yeah, and we're coming out of COVID, Bill. So many people were apart from each other the last few years, and now getting back out here and being face-to-face, seeing the bands play, seeing the people gather on the side, all the fancy hairdos and the colors and so forth. It's just something nice about that. And Friday night has always been a gathering place during the fall for high school football teams. I mean, just something special about that. As a coach, what made it special for you? You were preparing all the time, and yet at the same time, you had to have something hit you every now and then when you would come out into the lights.
There was a time where this was the norm, I think, in Friday nights across Pennsylvania, and I think we lost that a little bit, but I think we're slowly starting to get that back where people want to come out. And I think I got one of my first coaching jobs because one of the interview questions was, what do you want to see for your program? And my answer very simply was, I want to see the town shut down on Friday nights because they want to come see us play. I wanted to be the next Manheim Central. I wanted to be that town mentality where people identified themselves with your school and with your football program and the other athletic programs. That was important to me, and I wanted it to be important to my kids.
And I think we're taking a look at the two coaches out here, Bill Miller, obviously with Northern, and John Dennis, both with a lot of pride, both from small towns, Dillsburg and Enola. And we're getting ready to kick it off here in the second half. And this guy had an outstanding first half, even though he didn't throw the football all that much. Running it, he caught an interception to stop the final play for Northern here at the end of the half. He booted the 70-yard, turned the field around punt. We're talking about Dakota Campbell. He's certainly going to be huge here in the second half as he operates this East Pennsboro offense.
He's probably going to have to be. He's probably going to have to be the man that, and that's who he is. That's who he wants to be. You don't become, Dakota Campbell unless you want that on your back, game in and game out.
And we talked to him earlier this week. He's a kid with a lot of confidence. And here he goes, another big foot all the way down into the end zone. And Dakota Campbell, again, showing you what he can do. Now, he didn't run down the field and hit people like he used to, Joey, but, man, he had some big foot there. Talk about that.
Well, hey, high school does have that rule where once the ball hits the end zone, the play is dead. So even if he wanted to, I know he probably couldn't. But, hey, that's definitely a kid that's going to be athletic enough to make some plays. He's definitely faster than I was. So.
So Dakota Campbell kicks it down there. Northern gets the ball here to start the second half. We'll check for adjustments as the ball is going to be at the 20-yard line here. First down and 10 for the Polar Bears. The Polar Bears and the Panthers here tonight. Cats and the Bears.
Coming out how they started the game in an empty look.
Here's Bonin back there all by himself. Puts a man in motion, hands off that man on the inside, and cutting back is Bartram again to open up the second half out past the 25-yard line, picks his way maybe to the 26.
And they tried to give that image of a jet sweep, but as soon as he got the ball, he planted and cut it back up inside.
So essentially you're just attacking the middle from a different little position there, getting them a little momentum going forward.
You're hoping there's flow from the linebackers to maybe scrape to the outside to prevent the jet sweep, and he just plants his foot right there and you can see a kick out on the end.
Is that a relatively new wrinkle in offensive football, Bill?
The jet sweep, or here's
that
the next
inside
play.
kind of jet sweep. Look at this. So Bonin coming downfield, runs on his own this time and gets it all the way out near the 45-yard line. Nice run by Bonin.
Yeah, it's a hard concept because you're trying to simulate going full speed and then stopping and getting back up inside, and it's a hard cut for the running back to be able to do. Generally what you see is a fake of the jet sweep and the quarterback keeping it on some type of counter action up inside.
Gain of about 18 on the play. It'll be first down and 10 at the 44-yard line, and Northern already on the move here. Handoff there again to Bartram. Bartram slips this time, but had a little help down there. As a good tackle in on the play again by Aaron Angelo, who's all over the place tonight defensively.
Yeah, he was the leading tackler coming in for East Pennsboro, and he's probably not going to lose that statistical leadership after this game either.
40 tackles on the season as he came to this one tonight.
And somebody's down.
And again, we have a player down on the field here for the moment. And we're hoping, for example, Logan Newman, who went down the first half, was taken off the field on a stretcher, is doing well. Our thoughts go out to he and his family. So we're waiting to see here. Looks like this one not too bad. Player gets up and walks it off on his own.
Yeah, he'll have to come off for a play.
And was that Jan? Looked like it might have been number 82. No, 82 still in there. So
65 maybe.
Looks like Wyatt Hazen, the player who came off. So Bonin back out there with his troops. 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 46-yard line here for Northern as they're trying to get a 2-score bulge. Here's the handoff again to Bartram, and Bartram getting the lion's share of work here to start the second half. But again, good defense here.
Looked like Bartram was hoping that his pulling lineman, it was either guard or to look like the left guard, he wanted him to get out in front of him, and he just never quite did.
Colin Benoist, number 61, we've called his number a lot tonight in on that play. So we'll bring up a 3rd down now and 8 yards to go, 10-12 to go here in the third quarter. You're watching all this on High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2. Invicta, our company, presenting this tonight with Chad Edwards and his whole crew doing a great job out here at East Pennsboro. Remember, Bonin can do it with his feet, so he splits his two favorite receivers, Lamb and Jan, out, one either side. Bonin looking back. Bonin looks, flushed out. Bonin's going to get away again, or is he, as he throws a little pass ahead and gets his man down the near sideline. What a nice job again by Bonin of getting out of trouble as he found his receiver, Nathan Deller, the tight end.
Just a great job. He wanted again to throw to somebody else, wasn't open, scrambled a little bit, got a little pressure, and then he just touched it right over the first line of defenders.
Look at him. This is just great poise again, and this comes right back to Deller. Deller made himself available, and then Deller takes off and says, I can get some yardage too. And another big first down here, 9:25 to go in the third quarter, all the way down to the 31-yard line here for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, let's remember that play if they go in to score here, because that was 3rd and 9. Okay, Northern's in an unbalanced look here.
There again, banging over that left side, down near the 20-yard line to Belusio.
This Belusio has impressed me.
Yeah, he's been very tough so far. Has the only touchdown in the game to date. Yeah, that pass to Deller was a backbreaker. 3rd and 9, it looked like East Pennsboro was going to hold. They flushed him out of the pocket, did they, with Bonin? And he found Deller for the pass.
I've talked about it on previous broadcasts where quarterbacks that keep their eyes downfield are going to be so much more successful.
Full house backfield this time. There's your handoff again to Bartram. Bartram's going to be brought down there. Good tackle on the play by that guy who seems to be everywhere tonight, Dakota Campbell.
In the last 2 plays, Northern has lined up in an unbalanced right look with a power eye backfield, and both times they've come back to the weak side, and it puts them last play they got a first down. Here they just gained 1 yard.
So it'll be 3rd down now, and make that 2nd down rather, 9. Ball at the 20-yard line. And the clock running, 8:09. This is the first possession of the second half. And there's your pitch to the far side. Get some wide field running. Belusio slashes around the corner. Belusio heading for pay dirt. Belusio dives for the end zone. And it's going to come up, yes, with a touchdown. It's Belusio with his 2nd touchdown of the night. This one, a 20-yard run here to start the third quarter for a TD at the 7:57 mark of quarter number 3. And now up 13-0 is Northern over East Pennsboro.
I am loving this old school football stuff where you're running toss sweeps. Watch how patient he is here. Patient. Then he sees it and he gives a burst.
And just dove for the end zone and gets in for the touchdown. And Belusio with touchdown number 2 for tonight. He certainly knows where the goal line is, doesn't he? Kick is down, kick is up, or snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. 14-0. Northern leads it with 7:57 to go here in the third quarter. This is High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2. Back right after this.
across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
And welcome back here at High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2. As Northern came out, made their first possession, a golden one, marched down the field, 20-yard run by Belusio for his second touchdown of the night, and they're up 14-0 after the extra point good by Mason Yan again, and they just look really, really good on that drive, Bill.
Yeah, Belusio's been really, really impressive. He was a name that we really didn't know anything about coming into this game, and
8 plays, 80 yards, 403. They took off the clock, 20-yard run. Keith played that 3rd down and 9 conversion to Detter from Bonin to keep the whole series alive. And slipping down about the 25-yard line on the return will be Lovell Tatum, and that's where it will be 1st down and 10 now for East Pennsboro, as this is a must-score situation if they're going to stick around in this game.
Well, I won't say must score, but they do have to change field position here, not with just a punt. They're going to have to get a couple of first downs, get some confidence, then maybe pin Northern back inside their own 20 and hopefully get a 3-and-out there. But yeah, this is not where they want to function from, being down 2 scores.
Don't forget, you can check us out in all our games at hsslivetv.com. So Chambersburg at CD East next Friday night. We'll have Travis Sparks on that game, along with Todd Mealy, former head coach at Lancaster Catholic, as nothing doing here for East Pennsboro on the quick inside cut.
You can tell this was the jet sweep coming out of an empty backfield look. The timing was a little bit off. I'm guessing this is not their comfort zone right here. I think they like to run straight ahead. And so now we're behind the sticks again at 2nd and 9.
So 2nd and 9, ball at the 26-yard line. Dakota Campbell keeps it this time. Little play action there, fakes the jet sweep and then dives forward. You start to, if Northern holds on in this game, Gettysburg, who moved over from the YAIA this year back into the Mid-Penn, the 21st of October, you start looking down the schedule there, and that could end up being a huge game.
Yes, Gettysburg's still on their schedule. Northern's look strong tonight. No coach wants to look too far ahead, but yeah, that could come down for the Colonial Championship possibly.
And of course, in between there, Susquehanna Township next week for Northern on their schedule.
Oh boy!
And here you go, big mistake here, huge loss of yardage all the way back down to the 10-yard line, and that is not what you needed right now if you're East Pennsboro, anything but.
That just an errant snap, and that's going to happen sometimes when you're in the gun and you're maybe not as comfortable being in the shotgun or the pistol as a lot of teams are these days. Some teams, that's all they do. They never go under center anymore.
Next game up for East Pennsboro will be Shippensburg. That'll be at Shippensburg next Friday night, and then the 21st they'll be with Susquehanna Township at Susquehanna Township. Next 2 games on the road for East Pennsboro. So here's another place where you have to get it out of there and get it out in a hurry, and another good beat. Look at that. Sending them all the way back to the 38-yard line. Let's see if get some running room here. Is pushed out of bounds, but again, switching fields very nicely here.
Yeah, that one was only 60 yards in the air, so he might be getting tired.
Joey, guy shows off his foot here tonight, Dakota Campbell.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but he also showed his shortstop ability there, too, and picked that right off the ground.
Yeah, he really did. And, boy, that's so important a lot of times to make sure you got good hands back there and keep those defensive players off you, and then got it out of there with a 60-yard punt in the air. So one thing we're finding out tonight, we got a heck of a punter here in Dakota Campbell.
And that punt didn't look like the 70. That one looked more powered,
right,
instead of getting up in the air and turning over.
That was more of a nice driver into the wind, right?
Extremely tough to pick the ball up and get it off of the spiral like that.
So here's Bonin back in under center this time at the 45-yard line. Great field position. And again, the handoff, and this guy is starting to get some nice chunks of yardage. Cole Bartram slash it over the left side.
And again, he continually makes that first guy miss or just get a little piece of him. Really impressed with Bartram. I'm also impressed with Coach Miller's play calling and that he's trying to get other people involved in the offense, and obviously he has.
So it'll be second, make that first down and 10 now. 5:15 to go here in the third quarter. Bartram. And you're starting to maybe see a little bit of wear and tear on the defense right now for East Pennsboro, Bill.
Yeah, I've talked about this before where, if you're scoring on long plays or special teams or something like that, you kind of chalk that up, that won't happen again. But when you're just getting pounded up front and gashed by another team's offensive line, that is demoralizing. It's physically tiring, but it's also mentally demoralizing. You start to believe you can't stop them.
Michael Hill up there on the front line, and some of these other kids, really opening up some holes. Look again, Bartram just running with abandon right now, banging his way down near the 30-yard line, where it's going to be yet another first down as he continues to move forward. You look at some of those numbers up at the front of that line. Some pretty good players there right now with Jorge Castillo, Spencer Siegel. Those guys are really opening up some nice holes. You have number 71, Michael Hill. We mentioned him a moment ago. Number 74, Paul Pasqualini, who's a big guy. I'll tell you what, Paul Pasqualini, he looks like he stands about 6'5" over there on the side. Pitch back again, near side, and is that going to be Bartram again? Bartram banging his way around the near side, and
here's where you'll see East Pennsboro start to take some chances. They're going to have to try to send some of their linebackers through some gaps, try to get some penetration and stop these northern running backs before they can hit the line of scrimmage.
Gain of 3 on the play will bring up second down and 7. Ball about the 27-yard line here of East Pennsboro. We have a timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. 14-0. Northern leads it. This is the High School Sports Live TV Game of the Week on Fox 43.2.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
And welcome back, where we have a timeout on the field and East Pennsboro. But right now, Northern really dominating the football game. And Joey and Bill, you were talking here just off air for a moment, a little bit about what's going on right now.
Well, Joey was saying that Northern seems to really be pounding that left side, and I agree. And it's maybe something they've seen in film, or maybe that's their strong side. The other thing I've noticed over years, and I was guilty of this, and I think other coaches are too, a lot of times coaches like to call the play to their sideline. They like to be able to see, and they don't realize they're doing it.
16-5 and first down so far for Northern, really starting to pile up. Here's your handoff to Bartram again. Bartram open. Bartram up the middle, running hard. Breaks 3 tackles inside the 15-yard line down to the 14. And do we have a loose ball on the field?
Looks like it.
I think we did, and East Pennsboro's picked it up. And again, that guy who seems to have been everywhere so far tonight, Colin Benoist with the football. Let's wait and see if he was down when the ball got loosed. We do have, I think, an unsportsmanlike here at the end, throwing Benoist down.
Agreed.
It was a little late.
So was the ball out on the ground? It looked like it was. Looked like it was a fumble. Benoist done a great job along that line tonight, and now recovering a fumble here.
And let's see, the officials are talking this over.
And there it is. The ball is out, for sure.
Yeah, and there is no, just so people understand, there is no replay that these officials can go to. There are no challenges.
Right. No call, New York. You have none of that, right?
So it is going to be Northern's ball, or East Pennsboro's
East Pennsboro ball at 3:56 mark here in the third quarter. So Little momentum builder here potentially. You're down 2 touchdowns. You were looking like you might be down 3 here a moment ago as Northern was on the march again, looking all too familiar there. So East Pennsboro now with the football and a chance to do something here. Dakota Campbell with it. See if we can find a way to break that impregnable defense that's been up so far for the Polar Bears. Little different look here and a long pass downfield and, just for a moment thought he had his man. He was looking down there that time. It looked like for number 84. Check that again. Was that 84? Or was it 14?
14, I think.
Yeah, he was looking down there for number 14, Chase Deibler. A lot of arm there as well as a lot of leg.
Yeah, he rolled out to his left, which meant he had to throw against his strong arm and got to square up. And, man, he was open by a step or two. Defensive back was able to recover.
There's also a man open in the middle of the field as well, wide open, and he didn't see him, but obviously that was his target. So Deibler almost able to pull it in, but a good defensive play back there by Northern. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 now, 3:49 to go in the third quarter. Like the fact that Campbell ran out to the side that time to throw it. Now Campbell over the middle. He's got a man this time. Nice pass from Campbell out to the 45-yard line. And a good first down as he found his man, Brecken Swope, right in the middle of the field again. That was the play that they missed the last time down.
Yeah, I guess that's their first completion of the football game. And now is where they need to take advantage of the field position that they have. Will they continue to throw the ball? Most likely they will. They have not had much success running the football.
Nice spiral there by Dakota Campbell, who's been impressive tonight defensively with his foot and now with his arm. Campbell rolls left, looking to get across the middle, has a man open, and it's just going to be beyond his reach, but it's going to be pass interference. Another nice pass for Campbell right on the fingertips.
Yeah, this will be another first down. In high school football, unlike the pros, it is not a spot foul. We stepped off at 15 yards.
So a first down again here as East Pennsboro on the move. And again, he was looking for Swope, who seems to be his favorite target right now between Swope and Deibler.
And we have another flag. Looks like one of the Northern players might have said something, so we might get an additional 15.
You think he might have said, I failed to agree on that call? I have a feeling it may be the guy who was playing defense on that and got called.
Oh, sideline warning.
Okay, so sideline warning instead.
Coach Miller must have been out in the hash marks.
3:40 to go here in the third quarter. Now take a look at this. Buying a little extra time with that mini rollout as the coverage on the play was Brecken Swope. Or check that was Magarin Mackey. So this is a big gainer all the way down inside the 40 now to the 38, and East Pennsboro on the move here in the third quarter with some momentum.
Now, where you had said earlier this is a must-score situation, and I didn't quite agree with that completely. Now I think that it is with 3:40 left, because if they don't score, it really will demoralize them.
Yeah, you're going to lose the wind out of your sails. And taking it himself this time is Dakota Campbell, and Dakota Campbell dives down near the 35-yard line. Nice pickup on first down.
Yeah, I like that. They've thrown the ball 3 or 4 plays in a row, and now they go back to empty backfield, let Campbell carry the ball. They're not going to be able to get back in the game just throwing the ball. That's not who they are. They can still be a little bit patient here.
So it'll be 2nd down and 7 yards to go. Man goes in motion here.
We're going to have offsides on Northern, which would be their 3rd defensively of the night.
First penalty here of the second half against Northern, so you're going to march 5 down there, so you just made up a play.
So now you're going to have 2nd and 2. This opens up the whole playbook. Do you want to go for the score right here? Are you comfortable with something, or do you want to pick up the first down and get 3 more downs?
One man in the backfield this time is Caden Holmes right behind Dakota Campbell. Trying to get the first down yardage is going to come up short by probably a yard.
Yeah, they fake the jet sweep and have Campbell follow the jet sweep action right behind 2 of the backs. and Northern just stood them up right there.
No gain in the play. Brings up 3rd down and 2 now. A very important 3rd down and 2. It's just 4-down territory, obviously, at the 30-yard line, being down 14-0. Penalties, Northern was 7 for 67 so far. East Pennsboro only 1 for 5. So,
yeah, they're going to run the ball here.
There's your handoff straight ahead. And again, nothing doing. He may have gotten half a yard.
Yeah, I would say short again. Boy, Northern is just really toughened up front.
Yeah, there's a wall up there right now. And that time led by number 56, Spencer Siegel. We've called his number a lot tonight as well.
Now, if you have a favorite play on a 4th and 1, 4th and 2, you've got to pull it out. This could be a little fake inside and Campbell keeping the ball.
Maybe a little pass option play, running right or running left.
I would be disappointed if they threw the ball here possibly. Again, it's not what they do well.
4th and a long one. He keeps it.
Yeah.
It just goes on the pat. Looks like they've got the yardage with a little help from his friends.
Yeah, and that's a real good call there. The rule used to be that you could not push the quarterback or the running back from behind. But that rule changed a number of years ago, and it makes it so much easier to pick up the 1st down.
Came right after the Notre Dame USC game, right? Remember that game?
Yeah.
So controversial on the push-in. So it'll be 1st down and 10 now as East Pennsboro continues their march, but the clock is also marching. 1:23 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Don't forget, at the end of the game, we have our Hoffman Ford Player of the Game, our Capital Region Insurance Agency Play of the Game, and our Capital Blue Cross post-game report. All here on High School Sports Live TV. Let's see what they dial up here. Here's your pitch back. Oh, good move off the right side. It's going to be Angelo, and Angelo into the end zone with a 25-yard touchdown run, and all of a sudden, new life here for the Panthers as a flag is thrown down again, but a 25-yard run by Aaron Angelo, who we haven't heard from for a while.
That probably can't be good for East Pennsboro, where that flag is.
So you think we're going to have holding and bring it back?
Well, I'm going to wait for the call, but that would be my guess.
Looked like right there, about 3/4 of the way through the play there, it was going to be a 25-yard touchdown run. Official pointing back at East Pennsboro.
So if it's holding, they're going to put it back to probably the 19.
Looked like big momentum had changed there for a moment with East Pennsboro and Angelo running it in.
And again, that was the old school toss sweep. They sent the slot man in motion. He cracked from the motion spot, and it allowed Angelo to get the outside.
See if we can see where the hold is here in the play. Now here you can see right there.
So it's down at around the 9-yard line.
Right.
It's got to be there.
Might have been right there.
Or we didn't get to see them.
I did see a ref grabbing Siegel at one point, so I think he may have been held up there.
So tough one there. I just saw Bill Miller walking over there. He's kind of happy about the call right now. But East Pennsboro is showing some real grittiness here, coming back here. 1:01 to go in the 3rd quarter. Ball is now 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line.
I think
Can't really be 1st and 10. It has to be 1st and 20.
They have it back at the 34.
Yeah. All the way back at the 34 now as they correct it on the clock here. Here's your pitch back again. Jumping over that left side there is Angelo.
So that was a play they just scored on, just ran it to the opposite side.
Looks like I got a cramp here. Well, you can always tell you grab that front of that toe, Joey, and you start pulling back. You know that's a cramp. Do kickers ever cramp up?
I fortunately didn't have to deal with that, but I've seen kids that have, and it looks painful.
Yeah.
Do young guys cramp up in the middle of the night like I do?
That's what happens to get older.
Yeah, you make one false move, you may be in trouble.
There you go. 48.5 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. A man down the field with a cramp on the leg. Nothing too serious there. Get some water in him. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. This is High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
And here comes East Pennsboro, 2nd down and 17 in a drive where they've really got to come away with something here. 48 and a half seconds to go here in the first half, and the clock starts.
A field goal really is not going to help them at this point.
33-yard line. See what John Denniston came up with here on the timeout. Fake the inside jet sweep. There it is, looking for the end zone. And there it is, touchdown. Beautiful pass again from Campbell to the end zone. A 33-yard touchdown pass to his favorite target. This time, Brecken Swope taking it in. And what a pass from Campbell again, as he showed you he could put it right on the money.
Yeah, he faked the jet sweep there, and it basically put a one-on-one situation with the wide receiver and the corner. And in that situation, wide receiver wins.
22.4 seconds of the third quarter. And they are on the board now. And in to attempt the extra point will be Dakota Campbell. We've seen his legs so far. So Campbell, who's done a little bit of everything for this team tonight. It's his punting, his defense, his quarterbacking, and his kicking.
Well, he's starting to find the range. They had 0 yards passing in the first half, but that has changed dramatically here in the second half.
And he cashes in the extra point here. It's cut in half now, 14-7. Northern leads it. This is High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
And welcome back to George R. Saxon Jr. Memorial Stadium, where fans are a little happier right now. East Pennsboro just came down and punched in a touchdown they sorely needed, Bill Chase, to cut it in half. Now 14-7, Northern leads, and all of a sudden East Pennsboro with a little air in their sails.
So where it looked like Northern was going in and they were going to be up by 3 touchdowns, now it's 14-7 game with that turnover. Momentum is such a huge factor in sports, but particularly in football. We'll see. I mean, if I'm Bill Miller, I'm telling my guys, look, we've been pounding the ball all night. Let's just hold on to it. Let's take it down and score. But, boy, adrenaline, momentum for East Pennsboro has got to be the highest it's been all game right now.
Yeah, the 3:56 mark of the third quarter here with that recovered fumble by Colin Benoist, really huge in this game. Coming back upfield, Northern trying to get some running room. You're going to get a flag thrown down back there, almost certainly a crackback block or a block in the back, as it was Belucio running the ball, but looks like a referee showing hold there.
So going to be back inside the 10 maybe, right around the 10-yard line.
So everything going East Pennsboro's way for the moment with still 14.4 seconds to go here in the third quarter. This last 40 or 50 seconds seems like about 2 weeks in Cleveland one day.
That would be.
There's you saw the hold there. I think they caught number 31, Joel McClintock, on that. McClintock also recovered a fumble early in the game.
So here's where I think, as a quarterback, Timmy Bonham's got to come in to the huddle, settle everybody down, say, hey, this is it. Let's run a play, get out of this quarter, and then we're taking it down. We're going to score.
Timothy Bonham steps back into the helm here. 14.4 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Bonham with the inside handoff. And he hands it off to Glenn Sadler, the up back. Sadler forward for maybe a couple of yards. As the clock ticks down here, and we will end the third quarter. New ball game here, 14-7. Northern leads it over East Pennsboro. A great rival here in the Colonial Division. We'll be back with more on High School Sports Live TV. It's the game of the week on Fox 43.2.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
Everybody knows Hoffman has it. Did you know Hoffman has even more? There's the fully stocked Hoffman Ford Parts and Accessories Department, the Hoffman state-of-the-art collision facility, confidence in our ultra-modern service facility, peace of mind with master technicians, satisfaction with low prices.
Do I really need to say it again? Hoffman has it.
Only at Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
And welcome back to East Pennsboro right here at George R. Saxton Jr. Memorial Stadium, where Northern with the ball, second down, ball on their 11-yard line. East Pennsboro right now with a little bit of life going on here. Just scored a moment ago, and now trying to transfer that over the defense, and going to be a first down run here.
Fumble.
And again, loose ball on the field. Is it East Pennsboro with it again? Yes. East Pennsboro recovering the fumble. And who was it that recovered it? How about that guy, number 10, Brecken Swope, coming up with it again. He is the good hands guy here tonight.
Unbelievable how momentum can change things, and it's a real thing. You know, people who haven't played sports maybe don't understand it, but all of a sudden some things start going well for you, and you feel stronger, you feel faster, you feel like you can't be beat all of a sudden, and now Northern's hanging their heads.
3:56 of the third quarter, fumble recovery, led to a touchdown. Mark this one down, 11:53 here in the fourth quarter, and East Pennsboro back with the football, pitching it back right away. And Angelo gets brought down not before maybe he gets a couple of yards off that right side.
Yeah, that's the exact same play where they had scored earlier and it was called back. This one not as successful. Replay of Bartram on the fumble here. Notice he'll get hit from behind and stripped.
And the guy that caused that hit from behind was Paul Sanderson, I think, number 31. We saw him reach out and get the grab, but then you saw coming up with it there, number 10, Brecken Swope. Boy, nothing going good on that play, and actually got a couple of yards.
Yeah, a little timing issue back there. It looked like they wanted to fake the jet sweep and then run it up inside.
Yeah, the handoff eventually up to the inside, but not a lot going on that one.
So you're going to have 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9 here. Big down for obviously both teams. 3rd and 7 maybe.
And again, you're in 4-down territory. You've got to think right now. I don't know how big a foot here that Dakota Campbell has, but they're on the 20-yard line.
He has the range.
So 2 receivers near side, 1 man in the backfield. He may have drawn somebody offside there. No flag down that we can see. Cutting back here is Angelo. Angelo's going to get to the outside for a moment. Angelo across. Angelo heading for the end zone. And Angelo is in for the touchdown, a 20-yard touchdown run for Angelo. Is there any flag on the field? And the answer is not this time. And Aaron Angelo rather, gets in for the touchdown. This time a 20-yard run at the 10:16 mark of the fourth quarter. Man, has momentum turned around, but we do have a flag down on the field.
Flag down, but it looks like the touchdown is going to count, so it must be against Northern, and they'll mark it off on the kickoff.
So Aaron Angelo this time not to be denied, and now a big extra point here. Dakota Campbell gets ready to line this one up. Trying to tie it up. A few moments ago, looked like Northern was leaving town. Now 1 extra point away from tying it up. Big foot there again. Dakota Campbell has done exactly that. It's 14-14 with 10:16 to go in this one. We've got ourselves a football game. Right here on High School Sports Live TV. It's the game of the week, and what a good one it is. Back after this.
Everybody knows Hoffman has it. Did you know Hoffman has even more? There's the fully stocked Hoffman Ford Parts and Accessories Department, the Hoffman state-of-the-art collision facility, confidence in our ultra-modern service facility, peace of mind with master technicians, satisfaction with low prices.
Do I really need to say it again? Hoffman has it.
Only at Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
To Campbell with his arm and his foot and his defense tonight. How about blocking? Let's take a look at that last play that opened up Aaron Angelo for the touchdown. And Dakota Campbell actually came back. Watch the inside block. He'll come from the right side of your screen. Take a look at this.
Yeah, the play wants to go left, toss sweep left. Nothing there. Northern's got it completely shut off.
Here comes Campbell. Watch this. Boom. And that's the one that opened him up to get around the end for the touchdown. Great job by Campbell of opening it up for his teammate. Boy, that's the kind of thing you like to see your quarterback do.
Well, he is a linebacker also. Let's not forget that.
And a kicker.
And a kicker, yeah.
You would have to throw that in there, right, Joe?
Joey always looking out for those kickers and punters and everybody else out there, right, Joey? Got to keep them honest.
Hey, exactly.
So apparently that flag was a mystery at the end of the touchdown. They didn't mark anything off there.
There's Campbell again doing the kickoff. This time a squib kick down the field. Northern trying to get to the outside with it and brought down there right around the 28-yard line. Pretty good coverage for East Pennsboro, and East Pennsboro has now knotted this one up 14-14. 3 plays, 23 yards, a minute 37 seconds with a 20-yard touchdown run at the end by Aaron Angelo for East Pennsboro. His first touchdown of the night. Of course, the other one coming from Campbell to Brecken Swope.
Now, East Penn still has not proven to me that they are able to stop the inside runs.
This time, jamming it up right there on the line of scrimmage at the 30-yard line. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
Yeah, that was just a direct snap to Bonin, and just lead back was blocking, just an old isolation play. Something we hadn't seen out of them yet.
Mentality right now, if you're Northern, you're kind of in shell shock. You had 2 fumbles, and East Pennsboro cashing in on both of them. So trying to get back into control here is really what they're trying to do right now with Bonin.
And their power set in the backfield.
There's right up the middle, and again, reaching for that football as he'll get out to the 35-yard line where he stopped.
Yeah, this is a play as head coach of the team that's now lost the momentum. You're searching your mind. Your mind's starting to race too fast, and you as a coach actually have to be able to slow down a little bit.
9:14 to go, 9:10 now in this game. What a game it's been. Big comeback here by East Pennsboro, taking advantage of the mistakes. Near side it comes. Belusio with it. Belusio steps out of bounds. Close.
I don't think he
got it, though. Close to first down yardage. Might be just a little bit short.
Yeah, there's a situation where I'm not sure if Belusio realized what he needed.
So let's take a look here.
See him kind of ease up here at the end, just go.
It's 3rd down and 2. Looks like he might have gotten it here. Let's wait and see.
No. Bonin's off the sideline, so they're punting.
So Mason Yan back in now to kick it out of there. You might want to be careful here a little bit for the fake. Who knows? Rather doubted at this point in the field. There's Yan, gets it. Yan with a high spiral.
Nice punt.
And Yan switches field here on the other side. We've seen some unbelievable punting here tonight, Joey Julius. And Mason Yan showing you some big foot right there as he switched it around in a hurry.
Catch the ball.
Bill Chase is saying catch the ball. Joey, what are you saying?
Hey, I'm saying let it land inside the 5.
Always on the side of the kicker.
Always.
So the punters tonight have been huge in this game, Bill Chase, when you really look at what they've been able to do in key moments.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with, and especially Joey had pointed out earlier, going that one particular direction, the punters have really been able to get some air under it.
What's a typical day look like for guys practicing punting and kicking in practice? What are they doing the whole time, Joey?
Oh, I can't give you that secret. Sometimes it's running to McDonald's. Sometimes it's running to Dairy Queen.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
It's a vacation.
So it's not that hard, huh?
I'll be honest with you. It's a vacation.
East Pennsboro with the football now in dangerous territory, inside their own 5-yard line, and
Northern jumped off again.
And again, penalties really hurting Northern right now. It's going to be 1st down and 5 and giving a little breathing room out there for the Panthers.
Yeah, it's just that little change of cadence. Instead of going on 1 all the time, they go on 2, and defensive line just lacking a little focus right here at the end now.
John Dennison's team trying to march forward here. Started at the 3-yard line. 1st down, 5 yards to go, handoff. Testing the left side, going to get out near the 10.
See, that free 5 yards that Northern gave to East Pennsboro is huge down here because East Penn wants to keep it between the tackles probably down in here, and they haven't been real successful with that. But when it's 1st and 5 as opposed to 1st and 10, you can maybe grind out a 1st down here.
Now you've got 2nd and 4 as opposed to 3rd and 4, so you're in a position here where if you're East Pennsboro, got a little something going on. Not much at this point in the field, but here it is again. Good defense back there by Northern, bottling everything up. And Northern, speaking about turning the field around with that punt, right now looking down, maybe getting East Pennsboro off the field, and maybe getting great field position coming back. This is a big play here in this game.
This is an interesting call for Denniston and the East Pennsboro Panthers. What do you want to do here? How much gamble does he have in him?
Well, they've been looking a lot tonight for one guy, and that's Brecken Swope. Every time they've gone to a big play, Swope's been the guy, number 10. He's been the number they've called. So let's see if they hit him again.
You can still run the ball. It is 3rd and 4.
It's probably not going to be up the middle. Last 2 plays have been totally unsuccessful there.
No, it wouldn't surprise me they run the toss over to their sideline.
Nope, right back up the middle again. And this time he breaks loose big. That is Angelo again. Angelo down the far sideline. Angelo picks his way out near the 45 to the 50 and brought down finally at the 49-yard line. Made something out of absolutely nothing. Aaron Angelo coming up big in this game.
Wow, his feet are quick when some people are diving at him instead of keeping their heads up and running through him, and his feet just move constantly.
This might be the play of the game right here. Look at him get through those tackles and then find a way to open field and then starts to head down the far sideline. Aaron Angelo coming up big here in the late 3rd and early 4th quarter for this team.
That was the play of the game right now.
That was a 42-yard run for Aaron Angelo to get his team out of trouble, and now a short field right on the 50-yard line. Again, why not keep on going? Angelo off the right side. Check that. It's not Angelo's time. It's brother Josh. They haven't thrown to him since the 1st quarter, and this time Josh Angelo at the fullback spot carries for a couple of yards.
Yeah, Aaron probably needs a little bit of a rest because he did go out. He was the one that went out with a cramp a little bit ago.
Sounds like a law firm right now. Angelo and Angelo out there doing the job. And leading the whole thing and directing the crew is Dakota Campbell. As you saw John Dennison sending his player back out there and saying, I like what we're doing right now, guys. Who'd have thunk East Pennsboro might be in this situation here at 6:22 after what we saw about 8-9 minutes ago?
Well, if Northern goes on to lose this game, this becomes one that sits with you for a long time. Very, very difficult to take a loss like this. Not that they're going to, but if they should, really tough to recover from a game such as this. You know, it wasn't more than half an hour ago we were talking about their matchup with Gettysburg. Won't mean quite as much now.
Right.
And East Pennsboro, I give them a lot of credit.
And of course, East Pennsboro are fighting right now to try to get to 2-2 here in the Colonial. 2-1 so far for Northern. A lot of time to go in this game yet, and but East Pennsboro right now with momentum, and East Pennsboro has shown they know how to pass the ball when they want to.
Yeah, they don't look good doing, like they're not a passing team, so they don't look real smooth doing it, but they've been able to connect on 3 or 4 long passes.
Been efficient. Been really efficient. So it's 2nd down and 9 now for East Pennsboro. Here's a pitch
Here's
back.
that toss.
Near side, trying to get the corner. Oh, and finally does. Mason Yon with a good tackle here on the play. As getting out to the near sideline here was that Lavelle Tatum? Exactly was. So Tatum will get a couple more yards here for the Panthers as it brings up another big 3rd down here.
Yeah, this is huge here.
3rd down
Once
and 8.
again. Well, every play is going to be
seems
huge
like it now.
now.
They're all just accentuated. Aaron Angelo, 19 carries for 134 yards today, 1 touchdown in this game. But I got to think as we're looking at, at the Hoffman Ford player of the game, one of the guys you got to be talking about, Dakota Campbell, all the things he's done all over the field here tonight. He's been spectacular. And he's got a big play to come up with here. Got a blitz coming. Campbell looking, Campbell throwing, Campbell up in the air, almost intercepted.
Yeah, it looked like Northern came with pressure on the outside here, and they had been running that toss sweep into their twin set a good bit most of the night. They faked the toss and let Campbell roll out, but here comes Northern off the edge.
Dangerous pass here.
Really had no opportunity there.
Nice sportsmanship backed up by Austin Miller. Watch him go over and pick up Campbell.
So they'll punt here most likely.
Again, field position game. Let's see what Campbell has for him here. If he's got the short punt. Has a little soccer run there and then just dropping it down. And puts it down inside the 20-yard line. You're a soccer player, Joey. Obviously, that's become a new twist to the punting game, is running that little soccer play as far as you can before you have to kick it away, right?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for me is fast and athletic as he is. Give him a couple seconds to roll out. He's good enough that if there's pressure, he's going to get the ball off in a decent spot. And if nobody shows up, he's going to get the first down. So I like that play there.
Bill, relatively recent, starting to work the football and soccer kind of angle in there, but you get your players downfield, get underneath any kind of punt, and cover it up pretty easily.
For a while, I thought the soccer punt was going to become the norm. For a while, it became the hot trend, and you see him. Teams are going away from it more now, but you still see it once in a while.
Well, here's Northern now with the football, 5:53 to go. A touchdown will go a long way to putting this one away as Bartram carries it over the right side.
Now, Northern has had 3 crucial fumbles in this game, 2 of them which have hurt them in this second half. The tendency now will be for these backs to be really cautious with their handling of the football, which, in my opinion, of course, is the right thing to be concerned about, but it tightens you up a little bit as a running back, too. You can't be as effective if you're afraid of fumbling. You're thinking about that instead of, hey, cut here, run there.
Josh Angelo on that tackle, but not before 5 yards gained. So it's 2nd down and 5 now, the 24-yard line. Bonnet over center. Bonnet off that far side again with the handoff. And again, a few more good yards here for Northern as they're trying to get it going with Bartram carrying Cole Bartram off that far side.
But one thing they're not doing, they're not gashing East Pennsboro like they were in those second and third quarters. It's 3rd and 5 now. I think the stat we gave at halftime was they were 1 for 3 on 3rd downs. Well, to me that means they were getting first downs on 1st and 2nd down all the time. They didn't have many 3rd down conversions they had to make.
So this is a big 3rd down conversion they have to make right here to keep this drive going. 3rd and 4. Let's see what they have in the playbook. Straight back goes Bonnet. Bonnet looking to pass. Bonnet's going to probably keep it himself. Bonnet's going to be brought down short of first down yardage, I believe. We'll take a look and see here. So Bonnet flushed out of the pocket there. Let's take a look again. Here's Bonnet. They keep him in this time. And that guy again, Colin Benoist, we've been talking about him tonight, recovered a fumble in this game. He's had a couple major tackles, none bigger than right there.
Yeah, you've mentioned his name a lot, and he doesn't look like he's very big at all for a defensive lineman. He's kind of lanky, but boy, he has made a lot of plays.
Add to that, recovering a fumble tonight. I mean, this is a team, by the way, that has picked up 12 fumbles this year, has East Pennsboro. So we talk about defense. They forced 20 turnovers for the course of the year coming into this game tonight. plus 8 interceptions. So this is a team that knows how to take the ball away from you.
So we've got a timeout from one of the teams. I'm guessing it's Northern because I think they were going to run out of time.
Let's take one as well right now. It is 14-14, 3:31 to go in this one. Don't you leave. We got a big one coming down the stretch here on High School Sports Live TV. And welcome back. Referee keeping that football right there on the spot. Got 4th down and 1.
Now Northern's going to line up here like they're going for it.
And you got to think Coach John Dennison said, don't you guys dare buy that cadence.
Yeah,
This is gutsy. You're on the road.
How long's the 1 yard? If it's a short one, I'm probably sneaking and getting push here.
Here they come. And he got the 1 yard and more.
Yeah.
Yep, he gets down just out to the 37-yard line. He gave it to Bartram.
Yeah,
that's called confidence if you're Bill Miller in your running game.
Well, that was a short 1 yard there, and I think that was probably the right thing to do to go for it there.
Keep the momentum alive, keep the drive going, and 3:19 to go now here.
Yeah, time's going to become a concern here because they are going to run the ball for the most part. They probably have, I think they might only have they have 2 timeouts maybe.
Ball at the 38, full house backfield again. And again, moving right out to the 45. So starting to pick up some of those nice swaths of yardage again here, Bill Chase.
Yeah, I'm not giving the ball to anybody but Bartram right now. He 28 carries last week. He showed he can carry the load. I'm giving it to him every time, and you're going to have to stop me.
How about 20 this week for 173 yards again?
Yeah,
and he's certainly going to get some votes for a Hoffman Ford Player of the Game as well. Cole Bartram, 20 for 173 yards so far.
Now they're going to need to go a little more urgency here.
This time, good tackle in the backfield.
I said give it to Bartram every time.
And all over on that play was Josh Angelo. Also in on that, Demarion Wilkins for East Pennsboro.
There's not enough urgency here now. You're down. It's 3rd and 3. You're down to going to be under 2 minutes here. You're going to get stuck in a situation where now you're going to have to rush and run plays that maybe you don't want to run.
Is this one where you throw in this down?
I don't. I like giving it to Bartram again.
He's certainly paid off for him so far, and they're going to do exactly that as Bartram close to 1st down yardage. Looks like he might have it. So just keep slamming Bartram right, Bartram left, and that seems to be the recipe so far that Bill Miller's happy about.
Yeah, they may have to measure this one.
Yeah, he's right there where the stakes are. Looks like they're going to.
They gave it to him.
Give it to him. It's 1st down and 10. Here's your handoff again. And Bartram again for 5, 6 more. So right now, Northern just plowing forward. Nothing fancy here.
But you're down to 120 now. Now, Jan is kicking with the wind. So if they can get down to the 20 this time, field goal definitely will be an opportunity.
East Pennsboro lost last week 10-7 in a field goal game with Mechanicsburg. And so they know what this looks like. So right now, trying to figure out a way to stop Northern, who is now kind of back on the game plan here that they had earlier in the game that was working so well.
Yeah, these have been 2 backyard rivalries for East Pennsboro back-to-back weeks. I'm sure it really stung losing to Mechanicsburg last week 10-7.
The crowd's standing up on both sides right now. This has come right down to the wire and truly been the kind of rivalry people thought was going to happen this week. Didn't look like that for a while. Northern was having their own way. But right now, Northern trying to bring this one home with 1:21 to go in this one. They're still at the 47-yard line of East Penn.
So looking at the scoreboard, 2 timeouts for Northern York. 1:21 to go. You can still run the ball here.
What we've got to start thinking about, Joey Julius, is where the field goal range here as Mason Yan is, but there's Bartram, who may make that all moot before it's all said and done as he gets yet another first down with a run.
First down, clock stops. Let's get in the ball right away. Should have had a couple plays called in the huddle. They probably have a system here where they may come back and run exactly the same play.
Boy, as Bartram come up big late in this game. We saw Aaron Angelo on the other side with an unbelievable night. Now Bartram.
See, I don't like their huddling up now.
Yeah. Again, just killing a lot of clock right here. So Bonin takes it back down. Don't seem to be in a big hurry. You wonder if they have a pass play called here. So far it's been Bartram the whole way. And it's going to continue to be that as Bartram puts his head down.
I think they should call timeout here.
Bangs forward down inside the 39, probably near the 37, maybe the 36 right now. And they do call timeout. We'll take one as well. We'll come right back. This is the High School Sports Live TV Game of the Week on Fox 43.2.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customer. Students, begin your professional journey in a high-demand field with Groff Tractor. Contact us today to discover the power of our technician internship programs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
And don't forget, coming up after the game, our Capital Blue Cross post-game report, including our Hoffman Ford player of the game. We got a few names on the table for that tonight. And our Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game. Gary Sutton, Bill Chase, Joey Julius with you here tonight. Travis Sparks keeping the stats. And 36-yard line, second down and 7, 48.6 seconds left in this one. Pitch out, again, it's Bartram. Bartram off the far sideline. No gain, and there you saw the other guy tonight, Dakota Campbell, who's played himself a whale of a game here this evening, this time on defense.
Yes, and they ran that play into the sideline, hoping Bartram would get out of bounds, but Campbell made the play inbounds, tackling Bartram one-on-one out there. Huge play by Campbell right there, keeping Bartram inbounds and the clock running, and Northern had to burn their last time out.
34.57 seconds to go. Joey Julius, now you've got to be thinking, if you're Northern, where's Mason Yan's range? He showed us a pretty good foot tonight. Where's his range at? Could you get any idea by what you saw in any of the extra points tonight?
Yeah, I mean, with the wind at his back, I mean, I can see him hitting one from 45, 50. I mean, I've noticed the kid's got a good leg. But, you know, you put wind at somebody's back, they're going to get an extra 10 yards out of their ball. So, really, you know, if they can get, I would say, 5 more yards here, they're sitting in a good spot. Maybe run the ball towards the middle of the field so he has a really good chance. But game-winning field goal, I'm sweating.
Let's take a look here.
They're going to throw the ball here.
Yep. Bottom with a little pitch that's going to be to Bartram, or not Bartram, rather. It's going to be to number 3, Cade Kitts, who can't handle it. So now you got to think, here you are in 4th down situation. 4th and 8. Probably not in range yet.
No. And this is what I was afraid of when they were burning a little time earlier in the drive where there wasn't the urgency that I wanted to see. Now you're sort of
desperation a little bit.
Yeah, it's not panic mode, but you got yourself in a situation where you're really your playbook is not designed, 32 seconds to go, They need to pick up 15 yards here.
Kyle Lamb and Jan are 2 guys they look at on a regular basis here. Here's a roll back against the grain. Looking.
Oh,
near
yeah.
sideline.
Wow.
What a catch. And it is caught. What a catch. And it was Jan. We said he's one of the 2 targets they like. He finds Jan over near the 22-yard line. And a first down here. What a pass. Take a look at Bonham right here. Rolling, throwing back against the grain. Jan over there. Does he have his feet in? Take a look.
Yeah, got the 1 foot down. Nice throw and catch there, and good protection. Little quick rollout. So you have 1st and 10 here, 26 seconds. You have no timeouts. I wouldn't mind if they actually ran the ball to Bartram, maybe surprise them, pick up 5 or 6 yards, spike the ball, see where you're at.
Ball at the 24-yard line now, 26.3 seconds to go. And looks like they're running it right into the middle again. And are they going to set up for a field goal here?
Yeah, get up and spike it.
Do we have another fumble?
No.
No. Okay, now they're going to spike it.
Take your time.
13.5 seconds ago, here comes a spike. And now, are you going to put it on the foot of your kicker? You most certainly are. And Joey Julius, your moment right here, right? Trot that guy out there and say, let the guy number 82 here, Mason Yan, maybe win the football game for you.
So
he just made a great catch too. So he's.
Yeah. So 40 yards, Joe.
I think he's got it in him. I mean, he made that great.
I
catch
think
on
he
the
has the leg. Yeah, I
sideline.
think he has a leg.
He's got the great catch on the sideline. He's wearing soccer shoes. I like what I see here.
Call it 39 or 40 right here, just inside the 30. So we'll call it 39-yard lines. They're probably going to try to ice him right here.
I'm more concerned about the protection and the snap than probably the kick.
I did notice a lot of penetration from that left side early on. With this being the last kick, those kids may be running a little harder. So I'll be interested here.
Notice also it's a little unique what East Pennsboro does. They don't have anybody down in the three-point. They're all standing up. You don't see that.
So here we are, 10.8 seconds to go in this one, 14-14. Mason Yan is in to kick the field goal right now. It's going to be a 39-yard attempt for Yan.
He's got to have a short memory from that one from the beginning of the game.
So Yan getting ready for the field goal right here on the season. He has 3 field goals. Has made 3 of 4.
And I think the big thing, don't try to overkick it.
His lawn is 30 yards for the season. Snap is down. Kick is up. And the kick is blocked. Here's East Pennsboro with it.
Oh, wow.
And East Pennsboro has blocked the kick here. They have kept Northern away from the end zone yet again. And again, coming up with a football here, Josh Angelo, one of 2 guys in that Angelo family tonight who have come up big. Wow. A little bit of a high snap there caused that one.
Yeah, I think you may have been right, Bill. They were coming.
So East Pennsboro denies the field goal by Mason Yan.
Somebody came up through the middle. Generally you don't get somebody from the outside to block the kick. Oftentimes it's too much penetration.
See if we can take a look at that replay here and see who might have gotten the hand up there on the block. But it was a high snap.
It was a high snap and a little behind him maybe.
And coming across again, and right here's the guy that hit it.
They came quick.
Yeah, they did.
And that was Josh Angelo, who came across with a big guy. Could show you some quickness right there, couldn't he?
Yeah, that's why he was playing fullback earlier, I guess.
So with 3.5 seconds to go, you're surprised they're taking back on the snap. Just running forward here is Campbell, and Campbell running for a little while. Campbell loose. Campbell downfield the whole way, all the way down to the 20-yard line, and the game cannot end on a penalty if that is a penalty flag we just saw thrown down right there. An official waving that off, yeah.
Why would he throw it and then wave it off?
I'm not sure.
I thought we were going to see a field
Was he
goal here.
marking something? Now the question is that a penalty? John Denniston would like to know.
That's Bill Miller.
And Bill Miller would like to know, is that a penalty? And the penalty is against East Pennsboro.
Okay, so because it was an offensive penalty, the game can end.
It'll be declined. And now we head to overtime?
Yes. Should we go over the overtime rules?
And now let's go over the overtime rules with Bill Chase. We'll turn it over to you, Coach.
So there's going to be a coin flip, and the winner of the coin flip should defer, meaning that they want to take the ball second. Then you will start at the 10-yard line, and you will have 4 downs from the 10-yard line. There are no first downs, obviously. You're either going – what can happen is you can score a touchdown. You can turn the ball over. The other team could score on an interception or a fumble return, and the game would be over then.
Right. That would, in essence, be their possession.
So you can, you can get the field goal or the touchdown, and then the other team, of course, has the right to possess the ball also.
Looks like East Pennsboro has said we want that end. Looks like Northern deferred.
Yes, so East Penn's going to get the ball first. It's a big advantage to get the ball second because you know what you need to do. Here, East Pennsboro, if they get stopped cold on 3 straight downs, generally you'll kick a field goal. And then East Penn or Northern would know what they have to do. If East Penn scores a touchdown, Northern knows they have to score a touchdown. They'll have 4 downs to do it.
So the first efforts here will belong to East Pennsboro.
Years ago, when I was coaching up at Wyoming Valley West, I was scouting a game against Abington Heights was playing up in the Scranton area, and the coach from Abington Heights had come from Maryland. We did not have overtime in Pennsylvania at the time. You could play to a tie. Once the game ended, it was tied. In Maryland, the rules were different, and he made the mistake of not going for it at the end of the game, thinking he was going to have overtime.
Wow. Well, here we go. First down and 10. You have 10 yards you got to cover to get a touchdown here in overtime. And this time it's going to be Campbell keeping it himself and nowhere to go, piled up at the 10-yard line by the Northern defense.
And that's that play they've run a couple of times, a little jet sweep action. Campbell pulls the ball. Northern's just been tough up in the middle.
You saw who was in on the bottom of that was Bartram, who's one of the leading tacklers on this club. He had 7 tackles last week in the game. Also in that as well, another guy who we call all night long, Joel McClintock, who recovered that fumble early in the game.
So now it gets down to be a tough situation. Now you're second and goal from the 10. Passing game is not one of your strengths. And they've been successful throwing the ball deep, but they haven't been successful throwing the shorter route.
There it is. Oh, he fakes it into the end zone. Touchdown. What a pass. They caught everybody off guard there, and a beautiful pass to the end zone to Aaron Angelo again, who receives a 9-yard touchdown, make that 10-yard touchdown pass in overtime.
Campbell put the ball down like he was going to run with it and then pulled up very quickly, and someone took their eyes off of Aaron Angelo.
Wow, his second touchdown of the night. First one, a 20-yard touchdown run in regulation, and now here, a 10-yard touchdown pass, and man, I'll tell you, a heady play by Campbell too. So here's Campbell in now to try to dot the I's, so to speak. Put the 7th point on here, or the 21st point on the board, rather. There's the kick down, and man, he's got some leg, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Up
he
and
does.
through.
Yeah, you can tell he has some formal training.
So Angelo with the touchdown on the 10-yard pass here in overtime on the first possession. And then Dakota Campbell adding the extra point. Take a look at it one more time. Look at him, put his head down, ducked, and then just throws it over the top, little pitch and catch. No one saw that coming.
So now Northern knows what they have to do. They have to score a touchdown. They can take all 4 downs to do it. Then if they do score the touchdown, they have an option of kicking the extra point or going for 2. The way the last one was blocked, that's going to be a call if they score here, what Coach Miller wants to do.
Well, here comes the Polar Bears trying to look to answer this score.
I think you're going to get a heavy dose of Bartram here.
Absolutely, and you got to think that the black and orange of the Panthers are going to be trying to jam on the big guy, number 7. So here he comes, and he's going to get down near the 5-yard line, so a nice pickup on first down here as Bartram right down to the 5 immediately.
Yeah, and back to the touchdown for East Pennsboro. That was a really nice call by the East Pennsboro coaching staff. It's not something they had shown all game. It's clearly a play where you save as a coaching staff for a situation like this when you're down in red zone area. And I wish I'd see more coaches do that. There's certain plays you should only call down in the red zone, scoring plays.
And Campbell sold that with the duck down just for a moment there and then came back up throwing. Second down now and goal from the 4. And there it is again. Diving for
fumble.
That. And it's fumble. Who's got it?
They're calling him down, I think.
Diving for the goal line there was Bartram.
So they're down 1 foot line. Quarterback sneak coming up here, maybe. Bartram getting the ball.
And look at that. Boy, I tell you, if you're a Northern fan, you lost your breath there just for a second. There's Bartram And Bartram, he was losing down on his way down. He may have had his knee down already.
Yeah, it looked like his arm actually hit his own guy's leg.
Yeah.
But I think he was down.
That's going to bring up 3rd down and goal, just about the 1 foot line here. Wouldn't be surprised to see Bonin take this in himself. He's not going to. And again, slicing, is he into the end zone?
Yes.
He got in for the touchdown.
So now the question is for Coach Miller, what do you want to do here? You just had a field goal blocked. I know field goals and extra points are different, but it's still the same concept. Joe, what do you think?
I think if I'm Coach Miller, I trust my operation. They've got the job done all night on extra point. Field goal is going to be a little bit different of a beast.
Yeah.
Extra point, just get it down, get the kick up.
Well, there's your answer. They've lined up for the extra point.
Doesn't have to be pretty, just has to be quick.
So, Jan, 1 point away from tying this up. Jan kicks it up, and it's through, and so we have yet a second set of downs coming up here. And, Coach?
Now Northern will get the ball first. That's how it works both here and in college. It wouldn't be fair to continually get the ball second or have to score first each time. So now Northern's going to have the ball first, and they get 4 downs again.
Are extra points canceled at this point? Can they still kick?
Joe, I'm ashamed to admit that I don't know the rule.
Okay. You have to go for 2.
I do remember in college the third time around you did have to go for 2.
And that rule, I think, is it didn't used to. I don't know if it was always the rule. I was in a few overtime games.
I don't think it was always the rule. That's a relatively recent rule the last few years where you have to move into that automatic go for 2. But so now you have Northern gets first dibs here. Maybe that looked pretty easy right there. And guess what? No secret here is what they're going to do. And this time he may be in
stick to what works
right away, down inside the 5-yard line right away with Bartram. Bartram just seems to love being a workhorse. I mean, this guy, the more work he gets, the better he looks.
Yeah, he's going to be tired at the end of the night. And I apologize to folks at home. I know most of the rules, but not all of them. I wasn't counting on overtime tonight.
Or 2 of them, for that matter.
Did I get more money?
It's in the mail.
Okay.
It's in the mail. Yeah, that's exactly right. So the ball's down to the 3-yard line where it's going to be 2nd down and goal. Clock obviously immaterial at this particular point. No clock running at all. Here's your handoff again. Plowing forward into the end zone. Very quick a touchdown here. And again, it's Bartram with another one as he's piling up some statistics here tonight now. But all in overtime in terms of touchdowns. Both his TDs coming here in overtime.
And I felt going into overtime, Northern had the advantage because they could run the ball in bigger chunks than East Pennsboro could.
Well, you got yourself a football game here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as this has been a fun game to watch. East Pennsboro got their first lead a moment ago in overtime. Now here comes.
So they are kicking.
And this kick, again, is good by Jan. So 28-21, and now do you have an answer if you're East Pennsboro one more time? That's a big question. We'll take a break and come back and find out here on High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
28-21, Northern leads. Overtime, second possession now for East Pennsboro. They throw for the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete. As looked like Dakota Campbell was looking across the middle there, trying to find his receiver, Paul Sanderson. So it'll be 2nd down now.
So exact same situation they were in last time they had the ball. 2nd and 10 with 10 yards to go for the score. They do have 4 downs, though they know they can use.
They had Sanderson open there, just move him a bit.
Yeah, and that's where they're not polished as a passing team, and it's not reverse.
Double reverse here. And how about far side? into the end zone. Touchdown. Double reverse. And again, this time it's coming to Aaron Angelo, who takes it in for another touchdown for him. So Aaron Angelo with 3 touchdowns tonight.
I have to see this again, but I think they dropped the ball on the reverse, or they bobbled it a little bit. Here it comes. Yeah, he dropped it.
And picked it up right in stride and never lost stride and headed into the end zone. Aaron Angelo, and now the pressure goes over to a kicker again, Dakota Campbell, unless they decide to go for 2 and win this.
I'd be very interested if they did a fake.
Boy, you wonder about this.
They're huddling.
There they are.
They must have a 2-point play they feel very good about.
Well, here it is.
It's the ball game.
I wonder if they have that kind of play they had to Angelo before where they just kind of ducked it down and threw it in the end zone. Campbell rolling right. Campbell looking. End zone.
Incomplete.
And it's incomplete. And that is it. Northern wins this one 28-27 in double overtime tonight. What a win for Northern as East Pennsboro went for it at the end here. Missed the 2-point conversion. Did the Panthers. Gutsy call there. Let's take a look at it one more time. John Dennison opted to go for it. Pass into the end zone. Looking for his man. Couldn't quite hook up. Looked like the intended receiver was Lavelle Tatum. Or else it was Brecken Swope who was down on the field. And the missed 2-point conversion tonight. 28-27. What a football game here, guys. We're going to come back and talk about it all with our Capital Blue Cross and AT&T post-game report, all here on High School Sports Live TV. It's the game of the week, and what a game we've had, all here on Fox 43.2.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
And welcome back to our Capital Blue Cross post-game report. And what a game it was tonight. Didn't look like this for a long time until end of the third quarter. Boy, did things change around in a hurry. 28-27 in double overtime tonight. Northern York wins that as East Pennsboro went for the win, and the last time 2-point conversion effort just came up a little bit short. And, guys, we saw a heck of a game here tonight. Bill Chase.
Typical Colonial game. Didn't expect overtime necessarily, but we knew it would be close, so it's a possibility. And big win for Northern. A second game in a row where it was a tough loss for East Pennsboro.
Absolutely. Lost 10-7 last week to Mechanicsburg this week. A 1-point loss to Northern. But East Pennsboro fought back. Man, if you had told me they were going to score 55 points in this game between the two teams, Joey Julius, I'd have been laughing about the middle of the third quarter, but that's exactly what we got here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, each team it looked like was averaging around like 8 minutes of drive, so there was not a lot of time for scoring to happen, but tons of good special teams play. They flipped the field every time, and all those punts inside the 5-yard line, I mean, created a lot of good chances for scoring.
And good kicking tonight outside of the blocked punt. I blocked a field goal there on Jan. Really good kicking all night long from the punting to the extra points. Extra points are not all that easy in high school sometimes. We saw pureness tonight in that area.
Yeah, special teams wins games. It also loses games, and we saw that tonight. I mean, it played a big part in things.
Mistakes can lose games tonight, too. We saw 3 turnovers here by Northern, almost cost them the football game, Bill.
Yeah, it did, and I'm sure that's something Coach Miller's going to address. Sometimes those things happen in bunches, and East Pennsboro has been a team that has lived off of turnovers all year. I'd just like to comment that the 2-point conversion at the end of the game, I think Coach Denniston may be thinking the same thing I was, that Northern was maybe a little better suited for overtime than maybe his squad was, and that's probably why they went for 2.
Well, we're going to take a look at our Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game tonight. I mean, there are a whole bunch of them on this field here tonight. We could count 5 or 6 plays. Let's see what they came up for us back there. Our Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game this evening. Take a look at this. This was the play by Aaron Angelo to get them out of trouble, East Pennsboro, and keep their drive alive. They were all the way back at their own 8-yard line when he took off with this 42-yard scamper down the right side. And a bang-bang play. Bill, you like the way this kid played all night long. He was well over 150 yards rushing.
Yeah, for a 10th grader, he's got a big future for him there in Enola. And, just tough when you have a big effort from your kid like that and you lose by a point.
Our Hoffman Ford player of the game tonight. This guy is a workhorse. I got to tell you what. We watched him. He had 178 yards last week. He had 3 touchdowns last week. He had a couple more tonight in overtime. We're talking about number 7, Cole Bartram. His number got called early, late, and often tonight. He had well over 180 yards rushing here tonight. Cole Bartram, our Hoffman Ford player of the game. Here you see him catching a pass coming down near side. He showed you he could run all night long. This guy just finds a way to get his way through defenders. And Cole Bartram, now watch this, slashing run over the right side. 2 huge TDs in overtime and second overtime when they really needed him.
And he's only a junior, so a couple good running backs will be around for a couple more years here.
And a guy who seems the more he carries the ball, the tougher he gets late in the game. That's a 48-yard run to set up a touchdown down at the 2-yard line. So Cole Bartram, our Hoffman Ford player of the game tonight. We want to thank a whole lot of people here this evening. Travis Sparks, our statistician who did it all night long. Our great crew, Chad Edwards and the Invicta crew here tonight. I want to thank the good people over at East Pennsboro for helping us out this week. Joey Julius for joining us here tonight as our special commentator. Of course, Bill Chase, our color commentator here tonight. Thanks so much, Coach. Coming up next week, it'll be Chambersburg at CD East. It's going to be Travis Sparks on the call that night, and alongside him, Coach Todd Mealy, the former head coach over at Lancaster Catholic, and that's going to be a big one next week. That'll also be a PCN game of the week as well. Big game here tonight. Tough rivalry. But coming out in the end, it was Northern 28-27, but a game comeback here by East Pennsboro, all right here on High School Sports Live TV. For Bill Chase, for all of our good friends here tonight, thank you so much for joining us. 28-27, Northern wins it. This is High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2.